Okay, everybody knows who I am. Okay, everyone. Here is our good-natured Canadian,
Sure.
good-natured neighbor to the north, who's a lot smarter than Trudeau, if you can believe it or not.
Yeah. Well, most days. Yeah.
This is
Hi.
known as
Well,
Canadian Adrian, or
hi
Canadrian.
guys. You guys have some of you have seen me before, some not so much, but I'm just this guy from Canada. I've known Lena for some time, and we touch base and chit chat now and then. I live in Canada. I'm just in Toronto right now, so I can tell you a little bit what's happening there. It's gross. Um, don't come to Canada. I mean, sure, please spend your money here, but I don't think there's a reason to. So, I mean, it's bad. It's really bad. So no one wants to believe how bad it is in Canada, but it's pretty bad. So,
About as bad as San
yeah.
Francisco. What the Democrats have
Well,
turned
I
into San
mean,
Francisco.
you're not surrounded necessarily by fudge packers, but it's a pretty liberal
That's
town.
what I mean. That is. Do you know what happened to San Francisco?
But
Uh,
Sodom and
the,
Gomorrah.
well. They allowed homelessness
Oh,
where
yeah.
there's drug addicts all over the city, and there's maps that notify people where the big piles of SHIT are all over the
Oh,
city.
yeah. Well, we got
Uh,
way
it's
to go, Oreo.
extremely
Love it.
violent, extremely dangerous.
Yeah. Well, we got immigrants who will never uh acclimatize. That's the wrong word. Integrate with Canadian
Mm-hmm.
culture, and they are literally pooping on beaches. They poop all over our beach. We say anything, we could get arrested.
Oh,
Or a firm talking to. Right now, it's just strong letters, but we already know they freeze our bank accounts and beat us with sticks and trample us with horses. So that tells you right there you're a slave. So anyway, so
yeah.
we got poop on the beach. We got rampant taxes. We got oh well, the country's bankrupt. I think I've got more gold in ounces than the country does. I think there's 7 ounces of gold in the reserves, like in 2010.
And I want those 7 ounces now.
They're shiny. They be shiny. So what else is going on? Oh,
And even if it's just wrappers with chocolate
there's nothing
inside,
to
I'd
work
like it.
for. We got people blatantly saying, well, if you're you know what, you take your show. It's your show. I don't want to
No,
ruin
no,
your show.
no, no, no,
Canada's a
no.
mess.
It's no, no, no.
Please don't come.
I talk too much. Please,
Well, this is
please.
true. So
It's not. It
yeah,
is
so if
true.
you want to know
I'm a
what Canada's
girl,
like,
and I enjoy being a girl.
it's well, the dollar's going to be gone. I mean, there is no fiat currency, right? It's designed to go obsolete after what? Some kind of cycle. I don't think it can last more than 80 years. It's been well, the earliest documentations I read about the collapsing of the West was documents from 18 1880 something. So it's been a good 150 years of steady chewing away. Carney, who nobody voted for, has a track record of destroying entire countries.
Mhm.
A lot of people didn't realize it, but his signature is what's on our plastic money. You know that polymer plastic note shit?
Mhm.
That's his signature on the bottom. Yeah, that's okay. It's monopoly money. You might as well save it and use it for your board games. Like a steak, an ordinary steak for one ordinary person was about $50. $50 for a chunk of steak. All right, eggs are about 10 to 12, depending where you go. I'm hoping that Canada does become one of the states. Maybe not the whole Canada, but probably. Well, what I heard was that Canada was like Queen Elizabeth's pet project, and when she died, it had to go to the people who were vying for it. So, U.S. apparently, I don't know how true it is. The U.S. was apparently putting dollars into the account of the Queen to have Canada when the Queen dies.
Oh.
But in the meantime, Canada has been selling itself to China. So U.S. may have to have some sort of a buyout with China and Russia, and of course, you know, everything else that can happen. So I don't even know what's true. exactly, but I know that there's a lot of funny things. So if, let's say, Trump's in charge, Trump says, well, let's just renegotiate that border, and just takes the bottom inch of Canada, so to speak, and then all the
The
population's
good
now
parts.
American, and we got
Niagara Falls.
a more or less working economy. I mean, am I a Trump fan? I appreciate what he's done. I don't know what I'm seeing because I don't get a whole lot of news. Hey, I don't get a
Hey.
whole lot of
This is Daniel.
news I can say is accurate.
Finish talking, and then we'll introduce Daniel.
Yeah.
He's an interesting fellow. He's very talented. You're talented too in many ways.
The things you say.
He's
The things you
also
say.
talented.
Awesome.
So you can finish about how long until Canada is the largest U.S. state? Yeah,
on that one, Oreo, I would say 6 months to 2 years. The way it looks like to me. So I mean,
I hope so. I hope
fingers
so.
crossed.
I mean, then we'll have Niagara Falls.
Yeah. Anyway, please take the floor.
Go ahead, and Daniel, please introduce yourself.
Hey, buddy. Hi, Felina. Glad to be here. Nice to meet you, Adam. I'm Dan Romano. I'm a YouTuber, producer, director, voice actor, martial artist. Like you name it, I do it, and just that's me.
Okay. I hope you don't do everything.
I mean, I do a lot of things.
Good things.
Yeah.
Well,
you've seen my work, Felina. You know what I do.
I've seen some of your work. It's very impressive.
Yeah.
You know what? You two have something in common. I just realized Adrian is also
whole head of hair.
a martial artist.
Oh yeah. I forgot about that.
You forgot about that.
Sure.
It was a big chunk of your life. He's pretty good. I've seen his work. I'm talking about good work, not that kind.
Yeah, good work. Well, you gotta put the
not the wow kind of work. No, as a martial art, he's very
awesome.
good.
That's great.
But you guys have something I just dawned on me, you guys. But Daniel produces he produced. Go ahead. You're a big Power Rangers guy.
Right now, I'm working on 3 fan films of Power Rangers. Lord Zed's backstory, and just so I'm incorporating my martial arts into that. I'm kind of old school. So, and I build all the suits with. I do the editing and do the voices, and just So pretty cool.
You are one man show. That is great.
Yeah. Thank you.
I like more talented than both Adrian and I put together. Let me tell you. But what Power Ranger girl wears this color?
Is that red or pink? I can't tell, Felina.
It's pink.
It's pink. Okay, there's lots of them. Amy Jo, Kimberly. There's been but you look gorgeous, by the way, tonight, Felina. Looking so good, by the way, if I may say.
Thank you. I walked to the allergist wearing this outfit, and I said, "Oh, you better put a bra on. Don't, because it's really hot." I stopped. I said, "Forget it."
I mean, you don't have to.
It was. I know, but it's like I have to be on the up and up. Otherwise, men think the wrong way of you. So I was wearing bras, but it was so hot. I said, "Forget it."
There's 2 ways to think: the left way and the right way.
What was that?
There's 2 directions I think. It's either wife material or side chick. So take a pick.
I didn't realize I put the bra on. I didn't realize that it accentuated things a lot. I just ran to the doctors. I walked to the doctors.
I mean, you do have great assets, if I may say.
I mean, the doctor is about 2.5 miles away. And so I walked up the bike trail to the I'm 2.5 miles, so it's a 5-mile walk. And it was like hot. I'm putting this bra I want to look respectable. And then I didn't realize that I go, you know what? When I got home, that's the reason why the nurse was so hostile to me. I did. The doctor left, and so I saw
she was jealous.
She was angry at me. She got so angry at me because I was blowing into the thermometer wrong. As if I was doing it on purpose. I go, I don't know how to blow, which is
what she said.
That's what she said. I didn't know. That's right. That's what she said. Little do you know, and I do it very well.
I believe it.
I can. Well, anyway.
Moving on.
We can talk about that later privately.
Anymore. I know things come out funny, even though they're not funny. I mean, even though you don't mean them to be.
Peculiar.
I'm talking about an appointment with my allergist immunologist, and you have to do a barometer. I'm not talking about anything else. But I'm proud of everything I do, though. I'll just say that. Hello there, CB. How are you? It's good to see you. So let's start. Okay, let's start.
Stupid question. Are we on YouTube or Twitter? Really quick.
We're on Twitter, YouTube, and Rumble.
Okay, cool.
Hey, you got all three. Oh, that's awesome.
We're all three. We're all three.
Yeah.
It's hard to know the number because some of the places don't tell me exactly how many people are watching until I go there and actually see how many people are watching.
And everyone who's here, donate to Felina's PayPal.
Oh yeah, my dog needs it. He's got
donate to her PayPal. Help her pup.
Because he's got diabetes. They won't do things for him, even though he's doing really well, just because he's got diabetes. So they just kind of throw your dog away. But he's really good. I mean, he's in really excellent shape.
Yeah.
And much more alert and much more active than I will ever be. Let me tell you. He's sleeping at the moment. I know he's hungry. Poor little boy.
Anyway, donate to her PayPal. Help her out.
Thank you so much. He's so kind. Now you say it, Adrian, or else I'll bump you from. I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
I'm so glad your living, breathing dog is just resting right now.
Yes, he's just resting.
Not pining for the fjords.
He's sleeping very soundly at the moment.
Well, that's good.
Very still and peaceful, man.
Stillness is my favorite state.
Adrian can have a very dark sense of humor. He's very funny.
It's dark.
So let's start with the good, and then we're going to move into the history of some things that Trump has done since the election that may be controversial, but we're going to I'm going to say we're going to look at different takes on that. And this is not making excuses for him. I haven't been on constantly. I kind of stayed away for several reasons, but I can't stand the fact that, and I won't stand for it, that YouTube, it seems like YouTubers will get on and do a stream or go live or make a video just to make videos constantly because they think something is happening when it's not really happening. They make assumptions and they're running their baseless conclusions because they really want to, it's basically to get views and create shock. And what are some of the words that they use, Daniel? The words breaking news.
Oh yeah. Like clickbait. You're talking about clickbait.
I don't know why I'm talking. That's right, clickbait. All this, and so I just I don't want to do this, and everybody's saying the same thing. Everybody's trying to get. You make more money the more videos you make, the more views you make, the more subscribers.
Yeah, it's an attention marketplace.
Right. And the more shock you put out there because you think you know what's going on and it's not. And so I became very suspicious about a lot of YouTubers, like who's funding you?
Good.
Because
they're bought and sold. Look at those Nelke brothers. They're a couple of hockey head hucklefucks. They have Netanyahu, and they're like, their collars all like crooked, and they're like, "Ooh, we're the real Netanyahu." It's all fucking scripted, and it's all it's a baloney. I tell you,
it's all
baloney.
Baloney. It's and whenever I saw during the war that they
took entertainment.
Yeah, it's like they took Tulsi's comment out of context. She said that Iran didn't have nukes, and she took it. And I go, wait a second.
For 50 years, Iran hasn't had nukes.
Well,
Iran's been on the edge of nuclear power.
You might not know this. You might not know this. That they were enriching, and uranium was enriched to 60%, which is unprecedented levels. and 3% is nuclear energy, and 60% means that you're right on the precipice of getting a nuclear bomb. So what they do is they pull this one line out of context, and you know that these channels are big enough that they know exactly what she said if you put that back into context. What she said before and after negated the idea that you got by just pulling that one line out of context. He wants to start wars. He wants to start World War II. And everybody's going absolutely crazy. They're so sure of it. You know, you go from.
Well, they claim to be going crazy.
Well, they claim to. Well, they are.
I mean, maybe it's pretty blasé.
But it's like, you know better, and you know what you're doing, and then you're creating a lot of unnecessary hate. Hello there, Black Samurai. Holy crap, the game. Hey, you know Black Samurai.
I remember you,
before.
Well, the name anyway. I have a hard time with faces.
Well, he's I don't think he's ever put his real face up. He's always had that's your profile pic. I think it might be anime. Maybe it's not. Maybe that is Black Samurai. Like to see him one day. He's invited on anytime that he wants to come on CB. And I don't know Oreo very well, but you're a good friend too. So
thanks for having me on today, by the way, Felina.
Oh, you're welcome.
I'm glad to be here.
You're very welcome. I know he's very, very up on politics, what we're talking about today.
Cool beans.
Though it's what?
I said cool beans.
Cool beans. I know, and you've had a vacation recently, but otherwise you're up on it. Right. So we'll look at the good, and then we'll look at the bad and the ugly, and then maybe we'll come back to the funny. But actually, this is the fun. We're going to start with the funny. And then
did you see the new South Park with Trump, Felina? Did you see it or no? Okay. Oh, it's pretty funny.
Yeah,
really?
They made Trump Saddam's character in South Park.
Oh, really? Saddam?
Yeah.
Hussein?
That's hilarious.
Yeah. Oh my God. Oh, I'm sure this is going all over the web, but it might be something that's copyrighted, right? That you can't show, or do they let you show?
You could probably show it.
You think so? Where do you find it? Where is it?
It should be on YouTube. It's not that long either. The clip, they put out a couple clips of it.
Okay, so is it what is it called? Trump Saddam Hussein, Trump South Park?
I'd say look up Trump South Park.
And if I disappear or if I slow up, let me know immediately, and I'll just change rooms. I won't pair on camera because the lighting is bad everywhere else, but the connection will be better. But they'll see you, and I'll just put my profile pic up. So Trump fumes over South Park, roasting him, depicting him in bed with Satan. Is that it?
That's it. No, it's not the. Yeah, it looks like what you were looking at was a review, but you can find the actual clip on South Park's channel.
Oh, on South Park's channel.
Yeah.
Okay, it's not. Oh, here it is. No, they're only saying it's here's South Park Studios. Is that it?
Yeah.
Okay, let me go to that. This is. Oh, that's the Trump clip didn't come up. It was
that's odd.
This thing, which is really weird. So I'm at South Park Studios, and would it be under a video?
Yeah, probably videos, or I don't think it'd be under shorts.
Is that it? Is it called Relax Guy? Oh, I think this might be it. So let's pull this up, and let me see what we can get here. And share screen. Here we go. I'm sorry I have to make those clicking sounds because I have a very old Chromebook. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mute my mic and I'll play the video. If you guys hear interference, then just mute your mic. Yours might not interfere. Maybe it's just mine. I'm interference.
Yeah. Let me turn up my AC.
Thing is, Selena, we had to talk through it so you don't get copyright struck. But I don't think you will. I think they're pretty cool on that stuff.
Well, the problem is that it will feed back in and it will echo, so it will be annoying to listen to. And for anybody out there listening, it will be like painful to listen to. So what I can do is I can pause it, I suppose.
Yeah, we'll pause it every now and then. It's not that long of a clip.
So, okay, I'll start muting.
That's great.
We're just pausing for a second for copyright purposes.
No, I know.
I can't believe it. We have a Canadian on.
Yeah, they great still frames for space.
I can't believe what a coincidence. We call that coincidence in Italian. Oh my God. Yes, oh no. I think that's what he's upset about. I don't think he minds people making fun of him, but the fact that is so small, Isuzu,
yeah.
I think that's what he's upset about. I suppose South Park, my guess is that South Park is riding on public sentiment right now that his base has left him.
Because the whole Epstein thing, because the whole like waving the list in front of us and saying, nope, nothing happened. Don't look over there.
Exactly. So they're basically riding on that.
Yeah.
And I think public sentiment is going to swing again, because I think when this whole thing unfolds, it's going to change. Otherwise, I don't think they would have done this. This is kind of crude. It is kind of going a little bit too far. Why would he be in bed with Satan? I mean, it's like Trump in bed with Satan. I really think that it has to do with this him dissing his base.
Yeah,
and it's okay that we do this, but anyway, I like the Canadian Prime Minister. Why isn't he in bed with the Canadian Prime Minister? Why is it Satan?
Because it's South Park. They got to push it to the extreme.
Well, wait, it's like why? Well, it would be worse if it was the Canadian Prime Minister. That would be funnier, I think, than Satan. Satan is kind of like, all right, it's Satan. Everybody's been calling him Hitler forever. He could be in bed with Hitler, right? Hitler and the Canadian Prime Minister and Cartman. You know what I mean? That would be, you would think, now that would be funny. I mean, it's kind of like, all right, we've done the Satan thing before, it's just kind of like been there, done that. Or oh no, I should say it, Prince H. or Megan, something like that. Oh no, she would sue. Yeah, like anyone would really care. But yeah, I think like especially Cartman in there, or Cartman as a in a diaper or something like that, bringing in drinks like Mai Tais or something. Well, Trump is in, with the Canadian Prime Minister. That would actually be pretty funny. But then again, this is South Park. I have I'm not in that league to correct them. So let's start the video again, and we've taken our break, our copyright break. Okay.
Sorry.
Great.
If Adrian is laughing and you think it's funny, Daniel, that is funny. That second half was funny. After the copyright break, That is funny. But it could be funnier. I think Cartman in there with a diaper, or the Canadian Prime Minister, or both of them, like Canadian Prime Minister on his knees, maybe backing up.
Oh yeah, he should
I
be.
think
He should be.
that would.
He's
I think that would be
a
kind
wet
of.
puppet.
They did have Cartman dressed as Hitler once, and General Lee.
Cartman's got to be in there. It just makes it funnier. But the Canadian Prime Minister, I think that would be even funnier. Or it's like, I'm too good for you. You know, he doesn't want to do the Prime Minister because he's too good for the Prime Minister. But so what did Trump say about this?
I don't think he said anything yet, has he? Or
I thought you said he didn't like it. Somebody didn't like it.
Was it Adrian? Did you say that?
No, I didn't see Trump's reaction, and this is the first time I've seen this. So I
think they're baiting to see if Trump will sue him, but I don't think South Park. I don't think Trump will sue South Park.
I thought you said that he didn't like it. I thought somebody said he didn't like it.
He's smart enough to know what South Park is. So
okay, all right. Yeah. That's what I misread I thought I heard somebody say that he didn't like it.
Well, it might not be his favorite.
But he did, or he didn't say anything.
I don't think he said anything. No,
he didn't say anything. All right. So who caused the trouble? Unnecessary trouble here. I hope he doesn't say it because he's got a good sense of humor. So let's see here.
But I do like that they poke fun that that's one of his things. Like, oh, I'm going to sue you. I'm going to sue you. That is funny.
You're fired.
Yeah, it's basically a joke on that.
Okay. What we're gonna do now is we're gonna see the Inside Edition version of Alligator Alcatraz, and we will comment on the lefties going over the top on.
They always do.
On
like it's yeah.
So okay, it's time.
They're so dramatic.
They're not attached to reality.
Nope.
No. There's several comments I'm sure you'll all make. Notice some of the things that they're saying. But anyway, I'm going to mute my mic and start.
All right.
Felina, there's no sound.
It's Alligator Alcatraz, America's newest prison, deep in the heart of the infested Florida Everglades.
Biden wanted me in here, okay? He wanted me. It didn't work out that way.
President Trump toured the facility today where 5,000 undocumented migrants will be detained inside hog wire cages on rows of bunk beds. He cracked jokes about the harsh environment.
We're going to teach them how to run away from an alligator, okay? If they escape prison, how to run away. Don't run in a straight line.
Meanwhile, the president and his former first buddy, Elon Musk, are at each other's throats after Musk once again bashed Trump's one big, beautiful bill, calling the GOP the Porky Pig Party. Trump is hitting back today, threatening to target Musk.
We might have to put Doge on Elon. You know what Doge is? Doge is the monster that might have to go back and eat Elon. Wouldn't that be terrible?
And get this, he didn't rule out deporting the South Africa-born billionaire.
I don't know. I think we'll have to take a look.
The big, beautiful bill narrowly passed the Senate today. Vice President J.D. Vance cast the tiebreaker vote.
The bill as amended is passed.
3 Republicans voted against it, including North Carolina's Tom Tillis, who blew a kiss to the cameras. Many wondered if it was a defiant message to President Trump. But no, the kiss was for his grandkids, who are on vacation right now without him.
Can you pick out the trolling? Did you see the trolling?
Yeah.
Yes.
I do like Trump's trolling, I gotta say. Yeah.
And did you pick? There is one aspect. We'll see it again in another video about alligator Alcatraz, because there's some other things that he said that are absolutely hysterical. But there's one thing that I think is just over the top hysterical, and he's trolling the Dems all the way through it. But name, let's say, Adrian, name one thing you saw from troll that you just saw.
Well, making fun of them to have to zigzag away from alligators. I thought that was funny.
But he's how do you think that makes the Democrats feel that he is trying to make the migrants?
They're gonna use the wrong words. They're gonna say words like Nazi and fascism, but teaching people to run away from alligators has nothing to do with that. So they I think they're gonna make some it's against human rights and blah blah blah. And it's like, yeah, they forfeited their human rights. Rights don't just spring up out of thin air. Someone has to enforce them. Someone has to approve of them.
And especially the people who are detained there have committed crimes. They didn't just enter; they committed crimes.
It's like well, I was at El Salvador a few months ago. I didn't visit the prison facility there. I'm not that kind of guy, but it was there, and they've got all the M13 or MI13 or I don't know, it's some kind of gang. One of the big
MS-13. Yeah,
that one. Yeah, multiple sclerosis 13. Got it. I'll remember it now.
And where's the other one called? I don't know. There's another one from Venezuela. Another gang from Venezuela.
Sure. Most likely, they like doing
that.
There's iguanas, I think.
I forget the second word.
No, I don't know. I don't know the Venezuelan, but no. So when I was in there, I was in San Salvador. I actually toured about 3/4 of El Salvador. Beautiful. I mean,
it's got 2 coastlines.
Yeah.
Beautiful real estate.
19, I think, volcanoes.
Wow.
Lush, very lush. If you can get there, make a trip down, plan ahead. But San Salvador, the capital itself, hasn't had a murder. Now, I haven't been there in a couple months, but since I was there at the time, they hadn't had a murder in over a year. I think a year and a month counting, they hadn't had a single murder in the capital. I think the biggest problem El Salvador has is sanitation and just getting people normal again after so many decades of corruption or oppression from crime. So, I mean, if you consider that poverty is the result of crime, crime is not the result of poverty. It starts here and trickles into the physical place here we live in. Anyway, so that's going up, but they really aren't ready for things like Starbucks. They're not ready for things like ice making machines. Well, maybe an ice making machine, maybe like a slushy machine. Anything too complicated or Western, give them wait 10 years. But they're trying very hard to become Western. I don't know if that has to do with Trump or anything, but they're just moving a little too fast and they're stumbling.
But the president's really trying to. It started under the first Trump administration.
Well, he's doing a lot for the infrastructure and things like that. But crime's gone down so much.
It was his mission. Trump's mission for South America was to meet with the leaders of every country down there, try to bring the crime down so there wouldn't be any reason for people to leave the country.
Well,
their countries would be safe. You would build it up. It would basically, El Salvador is got great real estate. It's got 2 coastlines, and Trump is of the feeling is that these wealthy people want the real estate down there. That's why they want it dumped out, and that's pretty. I think that's pretty.
Kind of like murdering all the men in Ukraine so the Khazarians can move back in.
Yeah, it's there's. I think that's what you call not somebody who's trying to take advantage of poor people, but trying to help the people down there. This is their land. They're tied to this. Their ancestors live there. It's got no winter. It's basically you could build resorts if the crime disappeared. They could build resorts.
They're building a whole new city, Surf City 3. No, Surf City 2. Sorry, Surf City 2. It's going in there. So there's lots of opportunities for people who have a little bit extra to go there. There's still white tax, like everywhere you go. Well, you get robbed. So
what's white tax? Can you explain that?
Oh, sorry, skin tax. Sorry, I said it wrong. So I don't look Mexican or South American, for example. So for some reason, it's okay to rob people who don't look like you.
Oh.
So I don't like that aspect. But the violent crime part has gone down. So maybe in a few more generations, they'll stop robbing strangers. So,
that's so whether they leave the country or our taxes go up because we pay
all getting robbed. Yeah, it's global
benefits and we pay for jobs. We don't get jobs because they'll pay them less, but they also get benefits. So they basically get full pay. It's like because it's basically it's beneficial to the companies who hire them.
Yeah,
they get a tax break for hiring someone on the green card, and they get to pay them less for hiring somebody on the green card. And then then they're eligible for benefits, which we pay for. It all comes down. So it does whether we go there or they come here. It's so isn't that sounds like the R word, R-sism, doesn't it? A form of
rapism, financial rapism.
Yeah,
that's what you're looking for.
Doesn't it?
The other R word.
But you see, if the crime goes down and they stay in their beautiful lands and the real estate, the crime goes down, then you have beautiful land, beautiful you're living in the tropics. Yeah. Your real estate, the prices of your real estate go up. People come down to visit, and then you make a lot of money on tourism, but you also become instantly wealthy because the real estate that you're sitting on goes up. So all these poor people are no longer poor, just like in California.
Kind of. So here's what's happening in let's say, for example,
if that does happen, if crime goes down, then
crime goes down, people want to move in. But what's happening is, so in South Mexico too, I haven't been to the other parts of South America, but so let's say you got they don't use acres per se, they use Monsanto apples. They call them orchards, apple orchards. It translates from Latin, but an acre, let's say an acre. Let's say you got 10 acres and the going rate for 10 acres would be, let's say 20,000 units. Because these hungry people want money, they think they can charge like $500,000, 200,000 for a chunk of land with nothing on it, or even a chunk of land with a hovel on it, because they think they can get that money. Now, the problem is, if they do get that money, that's fine, kind of, but their neighbors can't afford it.
Mm-hmm.
Right? They're asking for prices that their neighbors can't afford. So it's not going to improve the wealth of the country that way. It's just going to displace the population with wealthy Chinese people, white people, anybody with money.
But if you own your land, like in California, I lived on an apartment for a very short period of time over a garage on Balboa Island.
Yeah.
And Balboa Island, it was a place. It used to be a place where all poor people lived. It was very, very poor. And then all of a sudden the real estate went up, and then everybody's sitting on pieces of land that have a little tiny little stretch of not much of a garden, little area around the houses, but it went each home went for millions of dollars. And so you'll find a lot of people that it just became from poverty became instantly wealthy. So that can happen when the real estate under the feet that you own, if that's your real estate, then it goes up, and then either you can rent, they can open up little rooms and rent them and get a lot of money for them. That's if the crime goes down.
Hopefully it'll stabilize.
If you own the land that's under your feet, of course.
Hopefully it'll stabilize wherever it is, but that does happen. I'm not saying that doesn't happen. It's just what I saw happening when I was in El Salvador was that
he sees everything. This guy
they
goes to Bali.
They don't want to sell it to their neighbor because they would rather wait for an American.
Oh, I see. So they could sell it for more money.
Yeah. So that's
but if you own the land, you're in good stead. That's why people should be able to
Yeah.
buy their land.
Yeah.
And
the
then
property taxes are negligible.
and
They're only just now
resorts,
starting, infrastructure stuff.
I mean, there's a way to very quickly get everyone down there to very quickly become wealthy, where they would have no reason to leave. And if they
you have to have
if
things
their income
to it.
raises quickly because of the real estate, then maybe you can send your kids to school, or your kids can work down there
you want to have a reason to stay. You want to have a reason to stay. Like, for example, for men, we need to have productive work. We need something we can pour ourselves into. We need someone to love, and we need someone to look forward to.
Right.
Men generally work for families. Men work so they can have a family, right? Or generally speaking, most guys don't work for money. Like, we work for money, but the money so we can have a wife and kids, or property, or something bigger than ourselves, right? Now, if you can't have that, or if you can't offer that to your people, like, for example, the Presidente of Mexico is saying, "Oh, though, don't deport the Mexicans back to us. They just want to have a good life."
They can't, but Mexico refuses to provide that for them.
Right.
They prefer to get rid of crime, because the cartels, the government is getting a kickback from the cartels.
So Bukele,
that's the only reason why there's no change.
Yeah. So by contrast, Bukele is actually generating work. He's increased the police in El Salvador, for example, got their pays like I think a little bit more than doubled or more than a hefty boost to their pay. So they're not taking bribes. They don't have an interest. They're not interested in taking bribes because all the military and police are now properly paid. So there's less corruption from bribery. There's less of this, less of that, and it's slowly eking up. And same with like North America. If you want to do it so that the value of your dollar goes up internally, right? I mean, Canada's turning into Venezuela, one of those countries. The one with a debt museum, whatever place that was. So, how do we get on this topic? I think we're lost.
I am about how we were talking about.
Right. How the lefties or weirdos will respond to the alligator park.
But that Trump is was trying to, in his first term, bring all these countries up to get the presidents of each of these countries to get rid of the crime and clean up the countries so the people stay, and then it brings up the living. People come and visit, tourism, they make money, because his idea was they're trying to move all these people out so all the wealthy people can get the real estate. It's a scam, and Trump, as a real estate man, picked up on that. Because the lefties think that this is a humanitarian thing. when they're actually destroying America and neglecting the poor people in America, when Trump is actually trying to bring everybody up. And they don't see what's going on. So, Daniel, what trolling did you see in that clip?
Well, there was a couple, he was trolling Elon a bit there too, but the gator stuff for sure. And then I'd say them visually showing the fences where they would sleep. That was a bit of a troll, a little bit.
I know. What kind of fences? What was the name of the fence?
They call it a hog fence.
Hog fence. Those aren't hog fences. Those are fences that are on the ground.
People don't realize they used to do that, but they used to have moats in the old days to keep the foreigners and troubles out. It's no different than decades ago.
Right,
For castles, but they just want to be offended at something, and it's not that big.
Like that.
Again, they should just come here legally. It's I get it takes a while to get sponsored and stuff like that, but no, just go through the legal way. It's not that doesn't take that long.
But
some people don't take no for an answer.
Yeah.
The problem is that these people are the ones that have committed crimes, and the thing that people don't get is that I hear on especially Jimmy Dore's channel, they've gone complete Marxist nutso. He kind of was coming over to Trump, and then he went all the way back, but he never could fully go over to Trump because he's really, really his was originally a Bernie supporter. He's got the communist leanings, and so he just can't do it. So the people that take over, especially the people who take over for him when he goes on tour. He was just in town the other day in my town,
right? Yeah, he was touring.
And I just found $40 in my basement, and I'm going, should I go see him? And I'm going,
no, don't waste your time.
He's going to say something political. I mean, he's going to make jokes, and then he's going to say something political. It's just not going to be funny. And I go, I need this money because he's got to go to the doctors. He hasn't made a move for hours.
Speaking of, donate to Paulina's PayPal.
He's got it's and I have to put this money toward because vets are ridiculous, and he's got a tooth that's rotting away, and that's bad because that can kill him. That can.
It goes breaks through blood-brain barrier.
Yeah, so it's like so I said, I don't need that. It'd be a nice walk down to the theater, but I don't need to hear that.
Again, donate to Paulina's PayPal, and also everyone here, like and subscribe.
Yeah,
thank you so much. So he's my cheerleader tonight. He's my cheerleader.
Excellent.
What was I saying about the about the whole alligator thing? Anyway, there is something. I think there was something you said. What did you say again, Daniel?
I say a lot of things, but like how they used to do in the old days, or like
about the Elon, how he might.
Well, Elon, I never trusted.
It's but he's still trolling Elon. He's trolling the media. He's getting.
I deported him to South Africa. That was great.
I mean, he's good at and what's happening to the white people in South Africa? Yeah, I might just send him back there.
They don't talk about that, no, do they?
If you know him,
send the leftists there.
If people who have met him personally know that he's not like this in person. This is completely for the camera. Even Bill Maher, when he met him, he was completely surprised at the person he actually. Why can't you be like this on camera? Why you this different person on camera? And he's doing this to the media on purpose. Bill Maher picked up what was going on, and he's not like a politician who's really set in his ways.
Sorry.
He said what Trump he said it surprised me when he heard Trump made a comment about. He said, "Why don't you have a dog? Other presidents have a dog." And Trump said, "Oh, they're just doing that for show. I don't do things. I don't want to do that for." And he goes, and then Bill said, I looked at him and said, "No. So people really like dogs." And then he said, then Trump said, he stopped, he thought about it and said, "I guess you're right." Which it proves the person that you see on camera, he's not stuck in his ways. He's malleable. Like he listens to other opinions. He's real. So when you see him do these things, he's really, really trolling. He's trolling Elon. He's trolling the media. Oh, they really hate each other now. He's going to say because he can't wait.
I think they're just putting on theater.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, like, that's the thing you have to remember. Trump was he's kind of an actor too, in a way. Kind of like he's like you said it earlier. He's a showman, but he's also kind of an actor. Like he was an actor before then. Like he's made so many cameos in movies and stuff like that. So
if it wasn't for,
but he's not like Zelensky. Zelensky, he's a horrible actor. At least Trump is entertaining to watch.
Oh, he's a horrible little man. He really is. But through the years, the stories that you heard about him through the years, the personal stories, interactions with real people, and how he really did help people to a very profound level. And then the people who met him that were Democrats, they were like Steve Hart. He was completely taken back. He was just not the person I thought he was. He really listened to what I said. And that very night he took my idea and he didn't take it. He goes, I suggested it to him. And immediately he called up, Ben Carson, the HUD guy who's the head of HUD. And he put it into practice. Immediately he goes, and the media was trying to get him to say something really bad about Trump. And then he was dissed by the Black community for saying good things about Trump. And so he was put in a horrible position because he lost all his friends. But people are very surprised when they find out the person he really is. So when you see this guy on camera, and what will happen is that the media will then say, he's going to send Elon back to South Africa and murders happening in South Africa to white people. Trump is just horrible. He's trying to get them to admit that. You do realize why he said that, because he's trying to get them to admit something, just like this whole thing about dissing. That was a master stroke, and I didn't want to come out and say he's playing 5D chess and look like I'm just rah everything that he does. I really want to sit back and say, is he really trolling? Is he the person I always thought he was, always knew him to be? And the news, the latest news, when he came out on camera, he always talks to the media every day.
Yeah.
He's constantly, like 500 times a day, he talks to the media, and he can actually speak and think. And doesn't crap his pants. It's amazing. Like you saw that one. Try to, Mr. President. And then
have we got
there with his leg.
Has there been a rubber Trump mask yet? Or just has there been a rubber Trump mask person yet? Like I know that there's been pictures of someone dressed as Biden walking around like Biden, but with a rubber Biden mask on. Like you've seen that, right? Right.
No, I don't know. But Biden looks like he has a rubber Biden mask on.
Brand
I've seen those. I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, you can see the seam. And when they turn their heads so that
you can see the thing there. They say one was Jim Carrey. They thought that was because he was taller than he should have been. He was taller than he normally was.
Yeah. And there's definitely pictures of a rubber mask person. Well, rubber. I don't know. Whatever they use these days.
Latex. Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
But I bet they've been doing that for decades. They've probably been doing that in the 50s and 60s.
I think so. I think so. And the tech we have today is just better and more convincing.
Yep. And nowadays, with the CG we have, they could easily deepfake it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Why
I think so. It's good to take it all with a grain of salt. I think the stunt, if it's a stunt that Trump pulled saying, "Oh, there's no Epstein files," it's definitely in terms of its ability to bait his adversaries or people. It's on par with that, but That's a liar.
I
That's a
heard there was
liar.
one theory I heard the reason they put it out, they want to put it out is because of the girls' names on there. That some of the women on there don't want to be like because they were younger age, they don't want to be exposed or something like that. So some of them seem possible, some of those theories, but I don't like the baiting people with it. Like if you're gonna put it out, just put it out. Don't tease.
Well, there's a lot of yeah. I see what you're saying. I agree. I'm not sure why. I don't know. Yeah, I don't like this 5D chess business either. I think
No, I
just
don't
put it out.
Calling it 5G. Yeah, I didn't want to
honey potting your adversaries at the expense of others. And this stuff is still going on. It's not like it ever stopped going just because they got one Mossad agent out of the public eye doesn't mean there isn't another.
But they also think people forget about it.
Yeah, well, every 5 years, people forget in 5 years, just it'll die down. So,
like people think I was still upset with how he handled the jab stuff, like that.
Yeah.
That was something I disagreed. I think you're probably a pure blood too, right? Because I know Felina is, and I am. Never got the jab.
Well,
so
I I was under a lot of medication, so I had an injury, and so I was on medication, which made it very difficult for me to hold my thoughts straight, and I ended up being bullied and coerced by my doctor over time to get a shot. I only got the one, and I'm working on getting it pulled out through various things. It's a bit of a process. It'll take a little while, but I'm slowly cleaning my body out. I wouldn't.
I'm sorry they forced you to do that because I broke my foot during it was 20. I think it was either 2020 or somewhere around. Anyway, they tried to give me that for a broken foot. I was like, what? No.
That's crazy. Yeah. No. Yeah.
People make money.
On mind-altering drugs, I would never have done.
More people make money.
Yeah.
It was just to make control.
Well, yeah.
Definitely control.
While I was in Mexico, that happened. So when the COVID shit came out, I was in Mexico, and I don't know if you saw this video or not. Maybe it was more there, but this kids. Well, I say kids. Young men were being a young man. Others were purported, but one I saw. The mother brought her son in to deal with a broken limb. I forget which limb. A broken limb. And then they put him in a body bag and said he had COVID. And he died. He died on the spot, being treated for a broken leg of COVID.
That's messed up.
She's freaking out.
Oh my God!
You know?
I hope she's sued.
It's Mexico.
My father went into a coma.
Yeah.
Immediately, like hours after getting the shot, within hours after getting the shot, and died 4 days later.
That's horrible.
It's then you hear that such things did happen, and they wouldn't let me report it. They wouldn't let me. Usually, it's like, gee, can I report a side effect? It was I'm maybe not all nurse. Let's just say not all nursing homes, but certainly the one I was dealing with they didn't allow it. But I don't want to say all. I'm sure you know what I mean. We're not going to put that across the board, or that was the law not to do it. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying in my personal circumstance, it could have been a person who wasn't well trained. Could have been. Maybe that's
could have been.
Don't you know?
Awful lot of coincidences.
We still don't know what we're allowed to say and what we're not allowed. Though we feel that we're free. Don't ever think.
Not free.
Look what's happening in Great Britain right now. It's very, very bad.
Well, the sad thing is we can't even still talk about it on here because you'll get censored or dropped right away, and I can't even say the word.
Yeah, so
that's why I'm kind of talking around it.
Thing, and I'm so glad that
I'm not allowed to share Canadian news.
That they thought of it to save our lives. It was just great. So, there goes my light. There goes my light. It's going off. Let me see if this is charged up yet. No, it's still charging. It's not working. Okay. Okay, let's get on to let's see. Let's go on to this next clip and
10. Tomorrow is the day that an airstrip in the Everglades becomes alligator Alcatraz. President Trump will be on hand to see it. The detention center for illegal immigrants will open with an initial wave of 1,000 migrants waiting to be deported. And this continues to be a hot button issue. Fox 13's Aaron Mesmer is live in Tampa with the very latest on this, Aaron.
Yeah, Ali, Governor DeSantis has touted this as a way to help President Trump meet his immigration goals, but civil rights and environmental groups are trying to stop it. Meanwhile, several others, including at least one member of the governor's own political party, are voicing concerns.
These guys set up this whole thing within a matter of days.
It took less than a month for the state to get Alligator Alcatraz ready to open on Tuesday.
More than 3,000 illegals can be processed through here.
Governor DeSantis says the detention facility is critical to handle the 50,000 plus immigrants who have final deportation orders. Before this, there were only 3 centers in Florida with a total of 2,000 beds.
What it can be, I think, is an effective way to increase the number of removals and deportations.
The detention center will eventually feature facilities to house 5,000 detainees and hundreds of workers with drinking water, food, and sewer service trucks brought in. It's located at the Dade Collier Airport in the Everglades, which is mostly used for training and only accessible by one road or an airstrip.
They ain't going anywhere once they're there unless you want them to go somewhere, because good luck getting the civilization.
But even as President Trump prepares to visit Alligator Alcatraz, some say there are a lot of unanswered questions. That includes former Republican State Senator Jeff Brandes, who now runs the Florida Policy Project.
If we're going to be taking entire families and putting them in these facilities, then it seems like it's more of a long-term internment camp than it is even a prison or a detention facility.
Brandes also wonders who will staff the detention center. That's a concern shared by Joe Rojas, a retired corrections officer with 30 years of experience.
We are radically understaffed at many of our facilities across the state. So are we moving correctional officers from already understaffed facilities to staff this facility? Is the National Guard going to be called up to staff this facility?
Who lives close to Alligator Alley, number one? So you have to travel to get there, probably, miles and miles. And then number 2, I hate to say it, but it's going to be about the pay.
Rojas says there are also safety concerns for the guards and detainees.
How you train dealing with detainees is different because they're technically not convicted individuals.
But the governor believes this is what it all comes down to.
This could potentially be a force multiplier.
And the governor says another big selling point here is that this facility is located on an airstrip, so deportees can be flown in or out at a moment's notice. As for the president's trip tomorrow, Mark and Allie, the White House has not yet confirmed his travel plans.
I see.
So it's bad for the environment. There's environmental factors here. I thought alligators were natural. I thought
because you can't
eating things were natural.
Because when the prisoners run away, they'll be wearing shoes, and alligators can't eat shoes.
Is that it? You don't want any
inhumane.
Out of
it's inhumane to feed alligators shoes. We're gonna have to make a big pile of shoes. Take a picture of all the shoes
off. And they're
Isn't that cannibalism in a way for gators? Because some shoes are made of gators.
I'm glad you caught that. Yeah, I did. I couldn't find a segue into that, so I'm glad you got it. Yeah.
It's like going. It's and the guy goes. Nobody's living near. There's nobody living near it, but it's convenient because it's near an airport. And the other guy goes, well, you know what? When it comes down to it, it's going to be all about the pay. And it's like, you pay people enough. He goes, well, we're understaffed in other places of the state, and they're just going to have to move people. This just isn't going to work at all. I mean, it's like, what do you mean?
We need some immigrants to staff the place.
It's like they're throwing every single negative thing out, and whole families. Now whole families are going to be there. What does that sound like to you? It sounds like Adolf's plan, doesn't it?
Just because it's a family doesn't mean it takes longer to ship them off. It's just a few more seats on a plane.
It's like they're really trying to force the whole Germany 1939 thing, aren't they? Whole families are going to be there. Whole families. We have no idea now. there's an aspect about this that people are complaining about, that all these people are going to be, they're being deported or they're being put in facilities, and Trump told every single state in this nation to give him the criminals, to keep the criminals in prison. Because if they're in prison, then we can go in and just get the criminal. Because if you put them into housing, ICE will have to arrest everyone around it, because they're all, if you're here illegally, you have committed a crime. So technically, this is under the law. This is under the law that was passed long before Trump was ever in office. This is under the law, the law that was passed by Congress when the presidents, Clinton, you're going all the way back, Obama, Hillary, all of them. Hillary wasn't president, but she used to talk about Pelosi. They all said that illegal immigration was bad because it took away jobs. And Cesar Chavez, who was Mexican himself, who was the one who was the head of the labor unions for agriculture, said it's taking away jobs from Americans, especially Hispanic American. He was a hero of the Marxist movement. He was against illegal immigration. So what happens is you have, by law, ICE has to pick up everybody that's around that criminal rather than just the criminal. Trump said, let's just get the criminals out first. Keep them in jail. Now, places like my state and other blue states around the nation, what they did was, in my state, to get Section 8 housing for poor people, you have to wait 10 years to get Section 8 housing. And
just to make sure you're poor?
You still have to pay for it. It's not free.
Okay.
The housing that they're giving to people who are undocumented is all free. They're getting over $4,100 worth of benefits per month.
Can I be a refugee?
I was on that list for 10 years to get affordable housing, but you still have to pay for it. It's not free for American citizens, and we have to wait 10 years. So when Trump got into office, he said, please give me the criminals. Keep the criminals who have committed heinous crimes, especially against children. Let's not name what they did. They decided immediately, all of a sudden, the leaders, will not name names, of this state took all of them, they weren't held by bail, put them all, and in the migrant encampments, the temporary housing, immediately they took them all and put them in neighborhoods all over the state. So they're paying huge amounts of money, double, triple, quadruple amount of rent to landlords all over the state, in neighborhoods all over the state in your community. They're putting people who've committed crimes, rather than keeping them in jail and letting ICE go in and just get the criminal. Now they're complaining that they're rounding up, when they go to try to get these criminals who committed heinous crimes against children, even in these camps, they did it against other little children who came across the border. They're complaining that they're picking up people who are not criminals. You did this on purpose. You had to do that. You had to up the game.
Yeah,
you had to up. It's
they all have to get processed.
No
you could be complicit. You could be all kinds of things. You could be a victim. You might, like, just because you're there doesn't mean you could be kidnapped and like on a psychological tether, like some people who get trafficked. This happens. But everyone has to be collected.
That's a problem. But I think
so to speak.
the Democrats,
I don't know how the right word for it, but
right. And you can tell me where I'm wrong.
Discover where they are. No, I don't think so.
I think the Democrats are thinking that if we scatter them all over the place and they're in neighborhoods, and everybody's putting up around in signs, everyone is welcome. We don't care where you're from, blah, 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 blah. And soon all your taxes are going to go up, and all the poor people, of course, cannot live in your neighborhoods. Only extremely wealthy people, or the people that are paying, that the state is paying the landlords huge amounts of money. So it's going to be, we're picking the poor that we want. We want these people. We don't
Some
want
families
the
getting
American
$12,000
poor.
a month here. Yeah.
You know, the American poor, whether you're, no matter what your ethnicity or race or anything, if you're the American poor, we don't want you. We just want the rich and the ones that the landlords are getting huge amounts of money. So they figure that, you know, if we scatter them all over the state, it's going to be impossible. If Trump tries to pick them up, we can say you're rounding up people who aren't criminals, or Trump will give up because it's a task that can never be completed, because Biden let over 20 million in. So to try to round all of them up in communities or neighborhoods all over the state, that's going to be an impossible task. But guess what? Trump has no choice. You have put criminals into neighborhoods now. You're not holding them in jail. And these criminals, you're putting in neighborhoods where there are grade schools and there are women. Me Too movement. What happened to you?
Also men. You know, we get murdered a lot too. Actually, a man is 100% likely to get beaten or have some sort of violent episode in his life. Women most of
That's right. I'm talking about the hypocrisy of the Me Too movement about women, and then all of a sudden they don't care about women anymore. It was just a thing because Trump got elected and Hillary didn't. All of a sudden, all the women of the world were suddenly assaulted. They were suddenly assaulted just because he was in the White House.
Remember their sex strike too? That didn't last long. The women were there was a sex strike. A bunch of women, because Trump got back in, they said, that's it. You're not going to get sex anymore. But that didn't last long.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
But you got me thinking really quick. They ship a lot of them through buses here. I saw it from like it was at the mall. They were shipping them in around here. It was pretty crazy.
They were going to make themselves ugly anyway.
But it's like if the women don't have sex, then they won't. You know, now they're having parties for baby elimination parties.
That's right.
They're celebrating it. You can't have your parties.
Isn't that wild?
If you don't grace men with your beautiful, beautiful, beautiful self, you can't have those parties. You know, it's a celebration now. How many did you have? Well, I mean, are you planning to have babies in the future? What are you going to tell your children in the future? It was, oh yes, I didn't. I got rid of. Yes, I would have gotten rid of you if you were at the wrong time, or you were imperfect, like some people that I found out. It's like really? You found out that they were imperfect, so you just, you know, what if? So, mommy, if you do that to a child before you have other children that happen to be perfect, and then they look at you and say, "So you got rid of your children before me because you found out they were imperfect," because it's becoming okay now. It's okay once they find out there's some kind of defect, or they could be susceptible to some kind of something in the future, whatever the higher likelihood is. Sure. And so basically, what does the kid think? All of a sudden your life is valueless. So, mommy, if you found out that I was imperfect in some way, because some children are imperfect, but then they're geniuses in other ways.
Right, like Beethoven.
Not me, but you know what I mean? So you would have gotten rid of me, and then all of a sudden, can you imagine how those, let's just think about how the children feel when they hear that. And is that a form of child, begins with an A, ends with an E? Is that? Yeah. I'm not saying it is, because somebody will say, how dare you say that? I'm saying think about it before you do. Just think about it and think about how the child might feel. They might be, isn't that great? I'm so glad you would have, because I'm so happy that I'm perfect. And if
I was gonna,
you know what I mean? Somebody else might be fine with that. But I think it would hurt my feelings. you know what I mean? We have to be careful about what we say, because
I'm sorry.
I'm just putting it out there thinking,
Yeah.
you know, maybe we should just think about, of course, a mother can also
children?
say absolutely nothing too.
Well, I mean,
To have done that and just say absolutely nothing. But I know some
Yeah.
children who do know
Mhm.
that that's the reason. And I don't think they're going to fare
Can't
very
be good.
well.
Well, you don't look at your parents the same way after that.
That's
I
right.
know,
And
Yeah.
my dad
parents are
couldn't protect me
definitely
from my mom,
not
you know,
perfect.
and my mom couldn't protect me from my dad,
Right.
or they didn't want to. I don't know.
I
So-
know. I certainly, you know,
I don't look at them the
he
same
knows
way,
the
you
story
know?
of my mom, so
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
know.
You know, it's like,
I
what
just
the
am
heck?
I'm very sensitive to what parents say and do and how they treat children, because I know
Well,
how it
yeah.
affects them for the rest of their lives.
Time and place, you
You
know?
know,
Yeah,
and
for sure.
I'm sensitive to that, because
And
my
I'm
own
sure I'm screwed up in some way, but I just own how I am. Is what it is. You know.
yeah, and this guy's always smiling. This guy here,
Yeah.
Adrian and I are totally messed up.
Yeah, remember the time when I got
Daniel
beaten
here,
and
he's
left in
as
the ditch with
happy
a
as
good time.
all the things that he creates. Everything, his whole
Well,
world,
yeah.
everything is happy and bright and
Well,
colorful.
it's
Well,
better to
I mean,
be
I
in-
escaped from it.
Well, yeah, you can escape.
I know,
from
but
it, you
he's
can
got a good
protest it.
attitude. He's got a good attitude. No,
Oh.
this is
Well,
not
thank you, Colleen.
alcohol. Everything is a little, you know, this
No,
is not
and it's
alcohol,
not
by the
like
way.
it's not like you know, I'm just a little brought down. My parents didn't know better or
Yeah,
didn't
I
want to know
know.
better.
I know. It's
But I mean, I know how they
we
got
have to just
like
we
I
have
know
to
how they
just
got there. I know how their parents got there. So like I see
right,
the whole chain. It's just a big sad chain.
break the
But
chain.
Yeah.
Break the chain.
yeah. So it's like, well,
He
yeah,
moved.
break the
He
chain.
moved. He's still alive.
Awesome. I was gonna ask you to go poke him.
No, he moved. He's still alive.
Yeah.
So anyway, did
Yeah.
I
So
stop
getting rid of
talking?
these criminals and keeping them isolated means there's fewer children going to get exposed to horrible things.
Mhm.
Fewer parents being traumatized to the point where they don't know how to raise their own children. All these things, and it's a generational problem. Like it takes generations to fix this shit, you know, because each generation has to stop the abuse prior and clean up.
I
Clean it
know.
up,
It's because
right?
we're talking
It's-
about, people don't
yeah.
realize is that the whole thing, people who
Mhm.
this whole idea is everything that they do is humanitarian, and they
Oh,
don't
sure it is.
realize that it does
Yeah.
affect people and even affects themselves. I mean, they're affecting themselves too, to a great
Oh,
degree.
yeah.
Kind of like you have to, like, for the rest of your life, you have to have parties because you're feeling really bad about what happened. And it's about,
Oh,
let's
yeah.
just say, let's not let that happen again, so you don't have to go through it, because it's just admit it's a terrible experience. Do something good for yourself and do
Yeah.
not let it happen again. Don't put
That's all.
yourself through it
Yeah.
again. That's
Yeah.
all. You know what I
See,
mean?
okay,
Let's
mistakes
turn
mistakes
that's
were
all
made.
you have to
Yeah.
do. You
Yeah,
know?
mistakes were made. Never again.
Absolutely,
You
absolutely.
know,
Inside Edition, South Park.
it's not a. It's not
You got
easy
another
for people
quick, Paulina?
you know. And I
What's
think a
that?
lot of people, once they get past, let's say, I don't know, mistakes were made. The person has a hard life, or maybe they've been places they shouldn't.
Yeah.
And they get over the emotional part, but depending on what happened when, at different
Mhm.
stages of our growth, we get it's like not permanent, but let's say when you were 5, right? When you were 5, something horrible happened, and you made a
See,
5-year-old decision that it would
I
never
think it
happen
was
again,
2.5. Something
right?
really horrible happened to me.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Probably.
It was 2.5.
Right.
Yeah, I know
I
this.
mean, that I can mark that place that
Right.
was really
So
bad.
that creates a program in your head. Now you might not have a feeling about it, and 30, 40, 50 years go by, you're still making your life decisions based off
Yeah.
the strategies of a 5-year-old or a 2.5-year-old. And the same thing, every stage of life, not every stage, but there are different chapters of stuff we go through. And if we don't
Right.
look at it and take, tease it apart, you're gonna
These are
have this program
toilets
running.
on the screen right
you know?
now. That's our life.
Well,
Toilets. I liked up to this point. Has it been a toilet?
You know what? That looks like a really good design. Looks easy to clean, hard to break,
Actually,
and
looks
hard to move around in. No, that's good.
Looks quality. Does that look like
Yeah,
quality?
look at the stonework.
That's
That
nice.
looks like
I wish
I'd
that
love
in my
a
place.
toilet like that, wouldn't you? Okay,
Yeah.
I'm gonna mute
But
myself.
I know the struggle I had to overcome. I was born. No, what was the quote? I was born a poor black child. Remember the joke? Anyone see that?
Done these 3 and 4 bunk size. We're not doing that here. We have to comply with what's referred to as Florida Jail Model Standards and National Jail Model Standards, which means men and women will be separate. All right. There will be no minors here.
The facility is massive, it's pristine, it's brand new. You could see all the way around. Look at this, it's very impressive. They were able to build this in just a matter of hours. It took 8 days without lawsuits and other regulatory problems. They're telling me it would have taken 72 hours to get all of this made.
Remember that when there's a pothole on your street that hasn't been filled in 20 years, okay? Yeah. Government can get stuff done when they're motivated.
But if somebody needs more thorough examination, then they would come over here. This is actually almost an ED in a box. We do have a place here that we can bring in some type of trauma situation to start with. It moves over into X-ray.
Look at this. It's crazy. This prison facility is probably better than many of the facilities inside of the countries that these criminal aliens fled. It's wild. And this is, again, built in 8 days.
After our full tour of the facility, President Trump rolled up to inspect it himself. This detention facility is built on an airport runway, so Air Force One was able to land right next to it. We met Trump out on the tarmac.
Mr. President, in 2018, you suggested putting alligators in the Rio Grande to prevent crossings in Texas. Is this a dream come true for you, sir?
Well, I was thinking about that, I must say. It was meant more as a joke, but the more I thought of it, the more I liked it, if you want to know the truth.
Donald Trump heading out.
We're just stopping for a moment right there. I think that is one of the funniest things I've ever heard. He goes, I said it as a joke, but the more I thought about putting alligators the more in the Rio Grande, the more I liked it. Do you realize how funny that is? Do you realize how absurdly funny that is? Oh, Adrian, you can unmute you.
Oh, yeah.
Adrian,
No worries.
I'm sorry, I muted you. Go ahead.
No worries. No, I got nothing overly crazy to say. No, I think it's hilarious. I mean, you don't have to pay them; they'll never complain.
It's like there was one other thing that they said that I go, oh, I got that was actually pretty. The Air Force One can drive right up to it. It's right now. And he can, and President Trump can taxi right up. Air Force One can taxi right up and let him off right there. And this is just so hysterical. Okay, if these are criminals, and you wanted this to be for criminals, right? Criminals who committed some of these really heinous crimes.
Oh yeah.
Okay, yeah. And these are
not just anybody.
There's X-rays. There's a surgical facility, the medical facility. Everything is clean. They get 3. And this is a temporary holding facility.
All it needs now is a maternity ward, a swimming pool, and an orchestra.
What?
So it's an off. Somebody might get the joke.
Oh,
but
okay.
Yeah. All it needs now is a maternity ward, an orchestra, and a swimming pool. But when you get it, you'll laugh.
Okay,
I don't want
I'll
to
think about that. Adrian has got a great sense of humor. He really has a funny sense.
Yeah, he's a cool dude.
But it's notice women and men are separate. So it's not like the last video said. They're assuming, they're speculating. It's going to be families. It's going to be whole. I mean, like Germany, 1939. It's going to be whole families. Is that what you're saying? Is that what you're implying? women and men are separate, and no minors are held there. No children are held there. This is planned out to a T. So it is as humanitarian as possible, but it's a temporary holding facility. It's not a concentration camp.
Also, nobody's dying of typhus right now, so
It's,
we don't need any.
And I'm sure if somebody did get
facilities
sick
to
there,
contain that.
I mean, believe me, all the P's and Q's are checked here. But it's like he's trolling the media, he's trolling the Dems. Oh, I thought it was a joke when I made the joke about the alligators in the Rio Grande. The more I thought about it, I liked it. Do you realize that's a master troll? It's like, you have to truly know there's Trump, the personal Trump, like Bill Maher said. Everybody said he's completely different. They're completely, he listens. He really tries to help. I mean, and people get a sense that he really does care and he really does take action. He's completely different. Bill Maher said, why can't you be like this on camera? But now I understand why he does that. This is politics. He has to do that. He's a showman. He's trolling. What we see on camera, we have to remember what he said and what other people have said about him. He's a showman, and people even like God love the guy who begins with an L that Dan and I met in the chat bar of Husband. It's awesome. Like, are you working for somebody else, or you don't really know Trump? You really can't read this personality. You have not picked up on all the information so far. And I've sat back and not made videos because I don't want to keep dropping videos, making assumptions, getting in with the clickbait, shocking people. Oh my God, how dare he say this? I worked for a law office. This is all he has to say. I'm in conference, or we're still working on it. He could have done that. We are still working on the Epstein thing, and they can put that off for 10, 20 years. There's so many, there's 10,000 videos. Like I said, 10,000. We're going through like a fine-tooth comb every single video. And the time that's missing. What's in the time that's missing? That's not just 1 minute. That turns out to be 3 minutes. What could happen in 3 minutes? Oh, that just happens every night. They're bullshitting.
Sure it does.
And and you got to realize it's a bullshit. They're bullshitting on purpose. We know, because all of us have seen crime shows, and we look at the tape, and then they replay 1/100th of a second of the tape. What is in that little tiny 1/100th of the second of the frame? There it is. There he is. He's got the knife. Look, it's right there. Of course, you don't just cut time off of it. It's like it never happens. It's either got to be the most absurd lie that's so absurd that you know it's a lie, or he's truly turned to the dark side. He really is working for these other people, for the globalists, and he really did flip on a dime. But these stories are so absurd, they're impossible to believe. Now, I'm playing a clip from Benny, which a lot of people say Benny is clickbait, but at the same time, this is something about Benny, though he finally took, was it 10 years, whatever, to report on something that I've reported on AOC about how she comes from York Heights and her grandparents are from a different heights. She's from the upper crust, really privileged town. She's not from the Bronx. I knew about it because I used to listen to Howie Carr every single day, who is a radio talk show host, who was an investigative journalist and a good friend of Donald Trump. But I listened to him long before Donald Trump entered the scene, and he completely opened the book on AOC and who she really was, and that's how I found out before anybody did, because this is a recent thing that Benny Johnson says. he investigated this. He just investigated, but God love him for putting it out there. But Howie Carr put this out first. But anyway, Benny Johnson is a good friend of Trump as well. And through this entire thing with Epstein, he's been reporting on things like, we want the Epstein files. He's with Trump. He's with Trump all the time. He reports on everything Trump. You couldn't find a bigger Trump supporter. And at the same time, he's saying throughout all this, when Trump's saying anybody who believes this is no longer a supporter of mine, it's a hoax, it's a this or that. Through this whole thing, Benny has been bringing on this guy named Michael Francese as an Italian mafia. He was charged 5 times. He was charged on RICO charges. He was in the same prison that Epstein was in, and he explained to a T how there's no way he could have committed suicide. There's never any sheets. That the whole thing, there's just no way that could have happened. And he's got a YouTube channel. I haven't seen any of his videos yet, but he explained it to me. And here it is. This is Benny Johnson, a good friend of Trump's, Trump supporter. And he keeps coming out with all this information about there's no way he could have killed himself. We have every single right to ask these questions, to keep asking these questions. He's bringing up evidence about how, reminding us about how Trump, all the things that Trump has done to bring all this to light, all the things that Trump has said about Epstein. At the same, and he is not dissed by President Trump. He's not an ex-supporter.
Right. He's not targeted for anything.
He's saying everything that Trump said. If anybody, it's a hoax, and you have to believe it's a hoax. And he was just, the whole Bondi.
Oh, well, I mean, I know
it was just child porn that he was downloading. And
sure.
Those words.
Why stop there?
Bondi said that. All this stuff, and he keeps repeating that we have a right. And this is a guy who is as in with Trump as you can get. And he interviews Alina Hobbit, Trump's whole family, Laura Trump. Laura Trump's still talking about how the Epstein files need to be released. And you get the impression that then you realize more and more, this has got to be a show, because this guy would never say this, because Trump would cut. If it was true, what Trump was really saying to us was true, he would have cut all ties with Benny. He keeps pumping out, you have a right to know. This was a horrible, I have daughters. These people have to be brought to justice. There's no such thing as anyone who is above the law. He keeps saying this, and at the same time, he keeps interviewing Trump's inner circle. He's interviewing Trump. So, which means you can say whatever you want, and you could keep asking these questions. So stop going crazy. He's just trying to troll the left. It's so obvious. And a bit of footage I'll show you in a little bit. After I finish this video, I'll show you the next video, which if you can't see that he is clearly not parroting that narrative that he used to pick at and troll the left, what did it do? It got all the Democrats who were silent during the Biden administration. Ever since Trump has been pushing this for, in 2015, we started running for office. And of course, he is the one who, he's the only one who worked to try to get Epstein behind bars with the prosecutors. The lawyer for all of the victims of Epstein said that Trump had nothing to do with it. And he's the only one that's actually helping us. And Trump is the only one. The first time he saw him with an underage girl, he banned him from all his properties. None of the other Democrats did that. These Democrats and the media And these people have been silent on this, not trying to push for the Epstein list this whole time, because we know how 37 times Mr. Billy C was flew on the plane. We know how many, we know this has been leaked for a long time, and Trump was a part of this leak, or to get this information out. And they have not been pushing this. They've been trying to keep the files sealed. These Obama judges are keeping the files sealed. The question was, why not? Why didn't he just say, Dershowitz says, why didn't he just say that these judges are sealed the files and he can't get at them? Why can't he just say that? Even he's saying he should just say this, and everyone said, well, why does he have to come out and diss his audience? Not just he doesn't have to do that at all. He just could say the files are sealed. Nobody has been pushing for this, and now the Democrats are stepping over themselves, trying to get these files unsealed. And then you see Jen Psaki, and she's interviewing this woman who apparently every time she comes on TV changes her story. Apparently met Trump over 20 years ago, and she was working for Epstein. She was a secretary. We used to call them secretaries or receptionists back then. Now assistants of some kind, which is interesting because there's nothing wrong with secretary, because you've got the Secretary of Defense, you've got the Secretary of the Treasury,
it's the Assistant of Defense,
you've got the Secretary of State, which are usually
it's the State Assistant and the Defense Assistant.
Now you are like your assistant, something assistant of the lavatory, whatever.
Yeah.
Now
there's always an attack of the language. Sometimes it changes naturally, and a lot of times it doesn't. I mean, that's why we're all dumb.
Some of you think that secretary is beneath. No, it isn't. Secretary of State.
No, it's a very important job.
Defense. These people are not beneath anything. They're powerful, powerful people. You can't, are you going to call the receptionist now president? The president of the phones? Because secretary is actually a good word, or because assistant is a lower word. Assistant. That sounds like you're running around doing runt work. But call them president of the phones then. President of the computer, or president of the typewriter. Something like that. President of the keyboard.
Yeah,
some kind of bullshit. I was like, it's just bullshit. Anyway, so Trump, she said that Trump came in, he was going to meet with Epstein, and he was looking at her legs, and he looked like he liked her legs. And Epstein came out, and this is when I knew the bullshit was hitting the fan. More than that, like, first of all, how do you know what he was thinking about your legs, if he liked your legs or not? Maybe he saw a flaw. But maybe the kneecaps will give you that he liked your leg. But back then, if you looked at a woman and you said, like a part of her,
nice legs.
He wasn't looking at her tits, right? He wasn't looking at her tits, okay? He was looking at her legs, okay? If he was looking at her leg, then he liked her legs. The assumption is on her part that he even liked them. But that used to be a compliment. Oh, you've got your hair is just beautiful. It just.
Oh, I remember one time my mom came home from work one time, and one of the bosses, he was under his desk fixing some shit, and my mom comes in, and he
shit under the desk. Didn't it smell?
No, some crap, some wiring or something.
Crap! Oh my god!
No, like some wire. He was putting up something under his desk, some wires or something. And my mom comes in, and all he can see are her calves and a bit of her thigh, because he's down there doing work. He says, "Oh, that could only be Elizabeth. No one has legs like that." And she was so flattered, right? She remembers that for years. She felt so good.
You see that? Betty Grable had her legs insured by Lloyd's of London. Should anything happen to them, she would get all this money. It's like that was a big thing. But we're crazy now. So things were different back then. So you're saying it now. Oh, how dare he say her legs?
Oh, how dare he?
Or look at her legs as if he liked them. As if that's a sexual assault. But
it's not.
then it wasn't. So she said he was looking at her legs because he liked, she's assuming that this is in her head, but he's looking at her legs, or he's assuming that he's looking at her legs. He could have been, look, there's a spot on the rug. That would never happen in Trump Tower. I mean, that could be totally what was in his head because he didn't say it out loud. Unless the next time she appears on TV, she'll say he said it out loud. But anyway, this time she didn't.
Yeah.
So she said, and then this is the kicker that this is bullshit. She said Epstein came out and looked at him and saw him looking at my legs and said, she's not for you. Epstein saved her. Epstein protected her.
Oh, yeah.
Worse than Epstein. Not only is he Adolf, not only is he building 1939 temporary housing, which was not temporary in 1939, and did house families, and this one doesn't. He is worse than Epstein. It's like, are you kidding me? Are you really trying to sell the story? And Jen Psaki
makes it shit,
who is there basically saying, let's ignore all the Democrats that I work for and I support, and all the billionaires, all the people who are going to get away with this. Let's ignore I'll protect them, and we'll just get Trump, who has no connection at all whatsoever to this. So he went into the room or he said to me, and she said, this is an add-on since other things, that he said to me, I looked 16, which back then, when you told a woman that you looked, oh, you're sweet 16, you look like you're as,
you look like a teen.
You look young.
It should be a compliment.
It can be, yeah.
But I don't know if he even said that because she's changing her story. I don't know if he even said. So you're telling me that Epstein saved you from Trump? It was Epstein that protected you from Trump and got him. He said that got him to stop leering at her leg.
Because Epstein had a higher bidder.
And then she said he went to another room, and I think there was a 16-year-old in there. You think you don't know? So first of all, if you know for sure, why didn't you call the cops?
Yeah.
And
you suspected, and she didn't call the cops.
And you're working for Epstein. Don't you know a lot? Shouldn't you be going at the cops and telling them all this stuff? But Trump is the bad one. I have no idea. And so you've got this. You've got.
He's just so orange.
Trying to get this information. We will forget everything. They're totally forgetting the fact that to get Trump, you're stepping over yourself to get Trump on anything, just to get him on this, but by asking for the list or asking for all the files to be released, all the information on the people you want in office are going to be released. And you have no idea. It's just like that chart that was put out on Twitter about the grocery prices. They were so eager to make Trump look bad regarding grocery prices. The difference between Trump's grocery prices and Biden's grocery prices, that they totally didn't look at the dates, because the graph went like this. These are they didn't read that these dates down here was when Trump was in office, and grocery prices were at the bottom. Biden gets into office, the grocery prices spike for the entire time that he's in office. And then somebody notified them that they read that wrong and they retracted, but they were so eager to make Trump look bad. See, so in this instance, what he has done, which is, I think it's a brilliant move. And it's not, oh, she's just such a supporter. She's saying he's playing 5D chess. No. I sat back on this. I want to make sure that this was what was going on. That when you suddenly go from you have a history of trying to get Epstein, trying to get him to justice, supporting the attorney that speaks for these thousands of young girls. This entire history, and the reason why you were elected, because we're sick of the lies, we're sick of the inaction, and then all of a sudden you say things like, he downloaded child porn. It was just Epstein, and he downloaded a bunch of child porn. Oh, it's a hoax, and I don't want anybody talking about it. And oh, my ex-supporters, anybody who asked for the files, you were my ex-supporter. It's so absurd. It's so over the top that the
it was absurd.
Saying,
yeah.
Wow. He's going to lose. Everyone is going to lose in the midterms. All the MAGA people are going to lose. We can get, if we ask for the files, we'll get all these Trump supporters. We will win. Now we can, he's just lost his mind. Everybody sees that he's evil, just like we've been saying that he's really evil and he's insane. We are going to step over ourselves to demand those files, because the same people who have been hush-hush because the files contained their people never asked for these files before. It's so obvious. And with this one clip I'm going to show you, if you can't put this all in perspective and see what's going on, that it's clearly, and the fact that Benny, who's been this crazy over-the-top supporter with Trump all the time, and he's bringing on guest after guest after guest of people, experts in all this, playing clips about what Kash Patel said, what Dan Bongino said before and ever. He would lose all connection with Trump. With this, you look at Benny and you say, well, that's clickbait. And he'll say anything to get money or clickbait or to get in with Trump. He'll just do anything. He's doing the opposite, and he's still in good with Trump. You have to question this. Now, let's continue. Let's all continue, kids. I'll continue with the clip, and let's see if you guys can tell me something about Trump that makes me laugh the most. What I think if you guys know, you'll laugh too. It's absolutely hysterical. That it's a troll. It's a subtle, to me, it's not that subtle, but let's just say it's a subtle troll to the Democrats. That's all he's doing is trolling and poking and poking and poking. And because these people are crazy. They've totally lost their minds, and they've been crazy. We know they're crazy. We've been watching them.
Right? That's the brain disease you get from eating humans.
Right. It doesn't take much. Once
you look it up.
Once you inject them with the most absurd headlines of all, like he's dissing his entire base. He's putting them all down. What the hell is he do? He's calling it a hoax. He must be in the files. We have to see them. He's boom. It's kind of like it's lighting the quick fuse on the dynamite or the pushing the hydrogen bomb or the atom bomb. What do they call it? The thing they have they call it the button, but it's actually like a egg that the president travels with at all times. The nuclear codes they call. Look, I think they have 5 people there. He can't just hit the button. They kept saying Trump is just going to hit the button. There's military personnel that travel with it at all times. That you need all these people with you. He can't just hit the button. It's really stupid. Just in case the president is ill or something is wrong with him at the moment, there's all these other people protecting him. It's as if, but it is if there's the nuclear button and he's trying to light the fuse that's going to basically cause the nuclear explosion, because it doesn't take much. They're so on the edge that it doesn't take much to send them over the edge, you know, and getting them. I don't know if any of them admitted that you're just not thinking he's going to send Elon back to South Africa. Don't they know he hates Elon? He wants to get Elon killed. Doesn't he know he's what? Oops. I wonder if one of them said that, because that's such an absurd thing to say.
Yeah.
And then you couple it with what other people have said in his personal presence, including Bill Maher, who's always hated him. Why can't you be like this when you're on TV? Why do you have to be this asshole? He said, why are you such an asshole?
He's not.
Yeah, that's just the way I do it. He goes, why can't you be the person you are right here? He's a completely different person. Okay, let's go back to the clip, and then I'll play that last clip. And here we go.
And doing an inspection himself, he was very pleased about it. We were able to roll with Trump and ask him a few questions.
Mr. President and Madam Secretary, CNN yesterday pushed an app that lets you track where ICE agents are. Tom Homan was saying that perhaps CNN should be prosecuted for that. Your response?
Yeah, we're working with the Department of Justice to see if we can prosecute them.
So they may be very well prosecuted for that. What they did there, we think, is totally illegal.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the 45th and 47th President of the United States, Donald J. Trump.
It's known as Alligator Alcatraz, which is very appropriate because I look outside and it's not a place I want to go hiking anytime soon.
Mr. President, your beloved New York City may well be led by a communist soon, Zoran Mamdani, who in his nomination speech said he will defy ICE and will not allow ICE to arrest criminal aliens in New York City. Your message to communist Zoran Mamdani?
Well, then we'll have to arrest him. We don't need a communist in this country, but if we have one, I'm going to be watching over him very carefully on behalf of the nation.
Governor AOC has decided to attack this, calling it a stunt and saying that it's dangerous and inhumane. What is your response to AOC?
She thinks you have a right to come into this country illegally, and somehow the people enforcing the law are the bad guys. Give me a break. And I'll bet you if this guy gets elected mayor, you're going to see the collapse of New York City.
It was an all-around incredible day, so impressive what the state of Florida and the Trump administration was able to build here and in such short order. And then as we were recording our outro for this video, this happened. It's always awesome to meet the guys who are fighting for us. We're fighting for them on this channel.
We're really big fans of you,
What's up, homie? Well, badass. I'm big fans of you guys. My man. All right. Stay strong. All right. God bless you. The real skull crackers, they follow the channel. That's your message to subscribe right now to the channel. You see the guys with the real, like, tricked out Boogie Boy kit? Those guys, the skull crackers, they subscribe. You should subscribe.
After spending the day at Alligator Alcatraz and meeting those who are responsible for the design, build, and operation of this facility, it's become clear that they care more about the criminal aliens that are being processed here than those who brought 30 million criminal aliens across into this country and dumped them into our nation, into a life of squalor and uncertainty, did so illegally in order to clearly rig elections in the favor of the Democratic Party. This is what inhumanity looks like. It's called human smuggling. It's horrifying. It's an evil. It's something that we should fight against. Having an orderly, law-abiding, and clean society that's rules-based is what's actually upright. Alligator Alcatraz is just glossy marketing. What it really stands for is law and order. Going home. Returning legally, perhaps, someday? Maybe. The true horrors, the actual monsters, are not the alligators in the swamp where they belong. It's the 30 million criminal aliens who were smuggled into this country so that one evil political party could have power. And they thought they'd have it forever. Ladies and gentlemen, Donald Trump, the state of Florida, is just fixing the problem. They're using some alligators to do it. It's your boy Benny from Alligator Alcatraz. See ya.
Okay. Okay. Did anyone first make a comment, then I'll ask you if anyone saw the troll. But go ahead, comment. Well, I'll have Daniel go first if he's
Oh, please.
But it's just I'm going A to D, and now we'll go from D to A. We're just gonna change the order.
The fact he was going to watch the commie later. I thought that could like the Fed or like that he's going to get rid of him. Yeah.
He's gonna arrest the commie. That's such a troll. Yeah, I might have to arrest him. He's such an alpha male. He acts. I mean, he's a New Yorker. First of all, he's a New Yorker through and through. And he has worked with the mafia. So he's not afraid of anything, and everybody knows it. Because to build any building in New York City, you have to work with the mafia. And also you have to work with politicians. And if you don't give to their campaigns, see, they have a stack of permits on their desk, and they will put yours at the bottom, and they'll put the one at the top, the one who's given to their campaigns. They will put it at the top. You'll get your building built. Otherwise,
people forget he used to donate to the Clintons too. He used to be
that's the reason why. Either because he's donated, from in all the cities where he's built buildings. You have to do it. That's how things work. If you don't grease the palms by just donating to their campaign, that's all. It's nothing underhanded, but they keep your request for a building permit at the bottom of the pile. And so he has to get things done. You got to grease palms. It's called greasing palms. But he's worked with the mafia. He's worked with politicians. Probably kind of like all the same thing, huh? You got to create, the mafia is kind of like,
it's a cartel in itself.
Right. He's tough. He's strong. He's fearless. When you work with these people and you know what you're up against, he's fearless. I looked at, when you listen to what's his face, DeSantis, who's a Northern Italian, by the way, he's got that against him, because we know what they did to the Southern Italians. We loved what he did in Florida. We were gung-ho for him. I say, well, after Trump gets elected the second time, he can run. But then he ran. And then he said that crack about, and he was going like this, all the people, he's Trump support. I'm a Trump supporter. I go to Truth Social and to listen to what my leader says, and I do whatever he says. And he's going like this, like, you're crazy. First, that's crazy. And you've just put us down. That's like another Hillary moment right there. And like, why did you do this? Why didn't you it's bad enough that you're running. You shouldn't have, because you would have gotten all our votes. Everybody would have voted for you. And people were saying, well, he's more political savvy. He's smarter than Trump. Well, if he was so much smarter than Trump, he should have waited. And if he was so much smarter than Trump, he never would have made that crack. And he made that crack because he didn't know what the hell they did. And he lost big time. Loser. Big loser.
He would have won. Yeah.
He would have gotten more votes. Trump probably still would have gotten the nomination this time, but he would have gotten more votes. But he really hurt his chances next time. But what did Trump do? Trump is working with him. He's making him look good again. He's saying, Trump had the idea for the alligator thing. He's working with him to put it into action. So he's working hand in hand with DeSantis. And he's bringing him back. This is psychological. He's bringing him back into favor with his supporters because he knew, that was a dumb mistake. That was not politically savvy. That was not even smart to say. And it wasn't an intentional troll. What he did was he lost completely. I didn't even, did he get 1% of the vote? He dropped out very quickly. Nikki Haley was doing better than me. He really made a big mistake by saying that. He wasn't trolling anybody. He wasn't, the hand is quicker than the eye, being a showman kind of thing. That was just really dumb. So anybody who says, well, he's smarter than Trump, he could be. He could be, like, on paper, he was he's an attorney. He could be in some respect, but he's not politically savvy. And he shouldn't have jumped into the game so quickly. We lost Adrian. Oh no. He shouldn't have jumped into the not for 2024. He should have just waited for 2028. In fact, he may have been pulled in to be his vice president. If he only didn't do that but what Trump is doing now, and I do hope that you, Daniel, you agree with me, what Trump is doing by working with him with Alligator Alcatraz, bringing him to the forefront, in front of us, doing something up. It's a stunt. It could be whatever it is. It's funny. It's the base really loves this kind of stuff. He's bringing him back in favor with the base. What do you think, Daniel?
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. Yeah, he's bringing him back in.
Absolutely. Anything more to say? Yeah, absolutely. Everything you said, Felina, you're the smartest woman that has ever lived. But it's kind of obvious what we're saying, that he's doing that, even though he was kind of nasty. We kind of resent. Why the hell did you do it? Not only did you jump in the race.
Well, we talked about that earlier. It's all theater. It's back and forth. They know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, I'm gonna that's probably scripted. Like, oh yeah, we'll act like we don't like each other, and then they'll fake then they'll be buddy, behind the scenes.
He looked very weak. Remember, he had lifts in his shoe. He started to look very weak, and he started to look defensive rather than being on the offensive. He was no longer coming off the way he used to. Like, he was coming off as efficient and strong and doing all the things we wanted to see. Then he started to speak very weak. He was coming off like he was almost anxious because he realized he was losing. So I don't think this was scripted. I think he wasn't playing the political game very well. I don't think he was playing it with Trump, but Trump is actually bringing him back in. What Trump is doing is a political move. What do you say, Adrian?
Well, I think that it's still a one-party system. But I'm not sure what to think. But I'll tell you what I've heard that might be interesting.
Okay.
I don't know what to make of it because I don't have much evidence. But a friend of a friend of a friend said that in a little while, that the military, that there will be like a few days of
darkness, 7 days,
martial law, military control. There'll be no power, no phones, this kind of thing. You'll be told to stay home. There'll be a message being played, basically explaining all this thing, all the corruption, that there's going to be a great big reveal. There's not necessarily aliens coming, but there may be medical beds after all, if you've heard of those.
So no aliens. Alligators?
Probably. Yeah.
Okay.
Lots of alligators. The lizard people,
Reptilians.
Reptilian, definitely. So I don't know.
It sounds pretty dire, Adrian. That sounds pretty. Well, after the
oh no, like
after the Black Plague, what they did at the Black Plague.
The idea being that apparently the military is going to have a coup on these evil fucktards and
so there's a plan here.
That there is actually a plan. That there is going to be a military coup. That we're all going to be told to shut the fuck up, stay down. So if you got 2 weeks of food stored, great. Get 2 weeks.
That's why I prep. I think we're on purpose.
I get nuts and dried cranberries from Amazon. Nuts, seeds, dried cranberries, and I'll get a few more cans of canned salmon.
Well, oatmeal, dried dehydrated chickpeas, rice, something.
Mm-hmm,
You know,
mm-hmm.
But
You
I don't
gotta
know how
cook
true
the
it is.
rice.
But it's nice. It's a nice bit of hope that that
You mean
probably
things
very
are going to
soon.
change for the better?
Yeah. Now I do
We
know
hope.
also. Now I was looking at some things with the banking thing, and there's new banking protocols quietly being put into place as well that I have seen. Because there's a lot of corruption and so on with cryptocurrency. There's issues. There's other issues. A regular bank, fiat currency. It's all got to be collapsed and replaced. So I don't know what's going to happen, but it can only collapse, right? It can only collapse.
Okay. Yeah.
So it's either going to collapse in a controlled way or whatever else these people have in mind. But I heard that, and some things look true, some things look strange. I don't know. It's not normal. So while Trump is great at razzing people and those games he plays, I don't know. I'm not sure what to think.
You
But there's
don't
a lot
know.
in the
Well,
air.
and nobody knows. That's why it's like you saw what he said, what he did, and I go, this is so crazy and so bizarre, and so because he
I'll be back in 1 minute. Hold on.
okay. So we'll just I'll find the last clip.
Yeah, before you jump into that, so there's this thing I saw. Maybe you're more up on the up and up, but there was a picture displayed about a dead Epstein picture was presented of his side of his face, but the nose on the corpse is not Epstein's nose.
What did
And
they
the
think they
ear,
hit
the
his
shape of
nose?
the ear is not the shape of the ear that he
Oh,
had
and the shape of
before
the
he was
ear,
killed.
right? Yeah,
Right?
I
I think
have
it's a
heard that Megyn Kelly has put it out there that you'll be
Mm-hmm.
hearing from Epstein himself some
Oh.
big news, which means she thinks that he's not
I think he's still alive. Yeah, that's why
You
he
think
didn't commit
so?
suicide, because he's still alive and some other schlep was put in his place. So
Yeah, but
I mean,
he may never make a comeback.
well,
You know what I mean? He might just remain in hiding or get plastic surgery or something like that. Oh, we don't know if he's going to make a comeback, but maybe his voice will come back and he'll say something about somebody. But if the list and all that is revealed, then more information was revealed. It wouldn't be smart of him, because as you know, Ghislaine Maxwell, who was his sidekick or the one that got him the women, the one who was actually in prison, delivered a box of papers, boxes of evidence. After she talked to the attorneys, the U.S. attorneys, about her basically putting out naming names. And so if Trump was really, if this really was a hoax and he was just downloading porn, like Pam Bondi said, why is he advertising that there's names, that they're naming the perpetrators? That means the information that's coming out that he's releasing and that she's giving, you would, if it was a hoax, there would be nothing. There'd be nothing to say to Ghislaine Maxwell. There would be no evidence you would need from her. She wouldn't have a box of evidence.
No. The guy wouldn't be.
It was just downloading child stuff. I should say. I shouldn't have said the word. Because it's one of those words that's not friendly on this site.
You may want to bleep out some of my commentary.
I can't. I have no idea how to do that. It's
sorry.
But if that were the case, then there would be you wouldn't be talking to her. You wouldn't try to unseal any grand jury testimony. you would not release the fact that she gave up about 100 names, and not if it was a hoax. Not if it was a hoax, like he said. It's like the Russia hoax, like all the hoaxes.
Oh yeah, we found out
That
even more about that
confirms-
now. Yeah.
Well, it could just confirms to
Obama
me that
hoax.
he's trolling the left to get them to move a mountain to release this evidence.
Yeah, and he's been very good at that.
That they
He's
wanted.
been very good at that. I've seen him do that a number of times, like with the dancing Israeli or the dancing Jews, whoever it was that was celebrating when the towers came down. You know, people were trying to say, I think he exaggerated. He exaggerated the number. Same like when he was talking about people eating cats and dogs somewhere. He exaggerated the number.
Mhm.
And people went and looked and saw it's not 1,000 people.
But
Only
they
100
saw that it was happening.
They still,
He got
but they
people
still,
yeah.
right.
Let's
So
prove
it is
him
happening.
wrong.
Yes. Yeah.
If
In the
he
world of
just said a few, if he just said some, well, they would say there's some American citizens that do that too. Nobody would care. It would care less. You exaggerate the number. You go, you get people to go there to prove you're
or say it wrong.
and
you
then
know,
you unveil it
say
as
wrong,
that it is
put
true.
wrong information with it. You know, like, oh, all these red flags. Oh, they were green flags. Oh, so there were flags.
Yeah, exactly. You picked up on that. You see that?
Yeah, he does that
Adrian?
all
That
the
is
time.
brilliant. I forgot about that. That is
Yeah.
absolutely brilliant.
Yeah,
You see,
that's his trick.
he's
And
Canadian.
so
You're keeping up on our news much better than we
I'm
are.
not allowed to watch Canadian news. Seriously, if you try and share a Canadian news article on, let's say, Facebook, you'll get like a slap on the wrist of some kind, or you get problems from Facebook, for example. Not necessarily because of Facebook, but because of Facebook, but also because the Canadian government pays Facebook to censor the Canadian content through the IP, controlling the IP address data flow.
Oh
thing.
my God.
So we don't know what the fuck is going on unless we get news from outside the country. I even watch news from Africa about Canada just to see what's going on.
Oh my
I
God.
love it, but I try and pull from everywhere and try and see what holds up. But it's if I sound crazy, sorry everybody, I get bad.
You don't you don't sound
Yeah.
crazy. That it is how because you have to look and see what's happening in the UK as far
Oh my
as
gosh. You know,
the censorship
I'm
goes. That the UK that that's you're a member. I mean, Canada is
well, the West is
not
being
the same king, so
yeah.
And usually whatever they
absurd. It's you're not crazy. You don't look
Yeah.
crazy.
and usually they beta test everything in the UK and London before they bring it here.
Yeah.
Right. And so I totally believe everything you say. You don't sound crazy or absurd. So let's take a look. And there's one more troll that neither of you mentioned that I think it's kind of like one of the toppers on the cake, the kind of thing that is just so and it's throughout the entire, every time you see him, it's through the entire time that you see him. Every time you see him, you're seeing this troll constantly, which is absolutely driving the politically correct left crazy. But I'll mention that at the end. Let's take a look.
That's not hard to do. All you have to do is misgender them too, and they get offended. They're easy to take.
You can correctly gender them and upset them.
Yeah.
So
madness.
This last clip, if you, after all the evidence that we've presented here tonight and everything we've talked about, and what you just mentioned, Adrian, about exaggerating, so everybody looks at it and says, or that isn't, or what the thing that J.D. Vance said about the Tren de Aragua overtaking the city and overtaking all these apartment buildings because they're going in with guns and shooting up the doors, and you don't want that happening in one apartment, let alone an apartment complex, let alone more than one. And then Martha Raddatz said, "It's not the whole city." And he goes, "Martha, do you hear yourself?" not the whole city. So I mean, part of the city is okay. What amount is okay
Yeah.
to you?
Yeah,
It's like
what's
you
okay?
just admitted you can't have this anywhere in America. You've just admitted it.
Yeah.
So it's absolutely they're doing this on purpose. People said, well, you haven't read The Art of the Deal. You need to read to understand what he's doing. Well, this is also one of his ways of trolling the Democrats that he does over and over and over again. And if you're a Trump supporter and it's like, wait a second, why is he doing this? Why did he diss all of us? But at the same time, Benny keeps saying, and he's got Laura Trump and she's supporting it. And, all of it, Alina, all these people from the Trump administration keep coming on. Guests keep coming on, proving, yes, that Epstein didn't himself. And that Epstein did do what he did. And here he is still with Trump and supporting Trump, and Trump hasn't. No, you're not an ex-support. It's right in front of your face, and for us to go crazy. Why didn't he just be like why aren't the attorneys advising him to talk like an attorney? Which is, when an attorney didn't want to talk on the phone, they would say, just say he's in even though they're standing right in front of you and they're talking to another attorney, or they're down at the brewery having a beer. You have to say they're in conference. And it's just, or you say that he's looking at it. He's in court. He's investigating. You have to say something, but you say things. It's very, very smooth. And there isn't an attorney that doesn't know how to talk like this.
That's right.
Get to placate the client so they feel that they're being listened to, and their case is not being ignored, even though it does. And I said to him, one of the attorneys, I said to him, so now you're working on the case, and you want, because he said, go get me the such and such file. I go and get the file, and he goes, so basically now you're working on it. So because I called you, he goes, yep, the squeaky wheel gets the grease. But you say things to placate them so they don't realize that you're not doing anything. So he could have said a million things, or the judges have sealed the information. You can't get it. The judges,
there's ways of stalling the crowd.
The judges have. That's why Dershowitz couldn't figure out. He goes, why doesn't, as an attorney, he's going, why doesn't he just tell the truth that the judges have sealed the information? He can't get to it. That's all he has to say. And he can just push it off. And Candace Owens is saying, why didn't he say these things? Why didn't he just saying that he's still working? And she's like, everybody's losing their mind. It's because he's getting them to finally, instead of putting a block and getting in his way, because that's all they did during the first administration, was get in his way when he tried to do something. They are stepping over themselves to try to get him release the files. He's in the files. He's calling it a hoax. It was leaked that Pam Bondi told him in May that he was in the files. Everybody knows it. And that idiot from the Gray Zone, the guy Max Blumenthal from the Gray Zone, that's all over Jimmy Dore. He's spreading this complete lie. There's footage of Trump at a party at Mar-a-Lago. There's parties at Mar-a-Lago all the time. People pay to have parties all the time. And there were some Buffalo Bill cheerleaders there, some guys from the team, football players there, and a bunch of other people. And Epstein just happens to be there. This is before he realized that Epstein, he saw him with the underage girl. And he's actually putting out there, we've got him on tape. It was somebody leaked this tape. We just saw him. He had Buffalo Bills cheerleaders on his lap doing sexual things. And as it turns out, it's a complete lie. He's on the Jimmy Dore show. He's putting out lies, and he keeps parroting this lie that has been completely debunked, because we have the footage. We've all seen it. Nothing is hidden about that tape. but he hates Trump. And the gray zone has been parroted as a news site that's independent and respected. You have to be so careful from these people who claim to be really good, really independent, really respected, like the one that's a big channel that they were the first ones, and everybody followed suit. They pulled the thing out of Tulsi's speech that said they don't have a nuclear weapon, and the article in 2003 said to stop making it. But before and after it, she's saying they're enriching uranium in unprecedented levels because 3% is for nuclear energy. They're at 60%. This is they're about to get it because you don't do that. So they pulled this out. Everybody passed it around. Trump supporters who told us to shut up when Ramaswamy called us lazy and the R word and about the HB1 visas, and then Elon went nuts to somebody on the went to a Trump supporter and called him the R word. And I said to myself, Ramaswamy is disposable. If Trump is worth his salt, he truly is worth his salt. He's got to placate Elon because Elon put all these millions of dollars and he backed him, and he knows he has to placate Elon. He also owns a media site that it's important because his supporters have gone there and they're communicating with each other and they want to speak freely. Elon has to be. So the one that's disposable is Ramaswamy. Tick, 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 he disappears. You want to make Trump worth his salt. That is the person, and because he did come out and say, well, because he was against H-1 visas and why H-1 visas were very bad. And he said, well, when he was staying with him, I was never really against H-1 visas. I'm going, what is he doing? And you're thinking about it, but I didn't. You kind of just sit on it. Let's see if Vivek Ramaswamy disappears. He did. Elon, he's got to keep and placate a little bit. Totally understandable, the circumstance. Elon is a completely different situation. And lo and behold, there were some blow-ups. He's not really there anymore. Something went wrong because Trump really is on our side. And what happened to the content creators that I just said, these I don't know what side they're working on. They're working for, but the same people who took that clip of Tulsi that was taken out of context, which we know that you can't take anything out of context, just like if you take a Bible verse out of context, rather than knowing what the chapter is about, what context, why is Jesus or the apostle,
or even where the story came from.
Why are they saying that? What's the situation? And you just take it out of context and you make it mean what you want it to mean. They took this out of context, and then all these other content creators, content creators who looked it up us about the HB1 visas when we were all getting upset about Trump that they're calling, Ramaswamy and Elon are calling us the R word and calling us lazy, and Trump did a flip on the H-1 visas. They said to us, instead of saying, wait a second, let's see who disappears. Let's see what's going on here. Let's see. They looked at us and they belittled us. They looked right to the camera and they said, shut up. Shut up. The Democrats are going crazy. They're seeing that there's a split mega. We can't make it look. You're advertising that you're telling us to shut up and that we have to make it look like there isn't a split mega. We can't show them that there's a split mega. You shut up. I can't tell you how many said that to us, including Mr.
Wow.
L.
Like being in a cult.
L said that. And several others who I think I'm going, where are you getting your money from? Because you kind of wonder, because they're always selling something. There's always something that's like a spiel, like some kind of what do you call it? there's a word for it when they're trying to sell it, where they're just trying to sell something.
Yeah,
and there's a word.
Yeah, there's it's too complicated for me to just say in 2 words, but yeah, it's like
you know what I'm saying. It's so
the stacking effects of simulacra. Some. Sorry, I'm having a hard time with my words right now. But like, for example, a picture of a tree might be a representation of a tree, but a AI generation of a picture of a tree is not connected to the tree anymore, right? I'm saying we're so removed from reality. Like we're looking at this show, this video, but it itself is a presentation. Like how many news videos were there staged in front of hospitals during COVID, right? So it's all presentation on presentation. Not all of it,
but it's they're
of it.
selling you something. It's
And I'm not saying like
subliminal programming.
Well,
yeah, I'm not saying throw it all out and we can't do anything.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying be prudent. There are things you can do. There are things you can do, and like if you bring yourself to meditative stillness, a lot of trash goes away. So
trash is still here. I'm never still. I'm never still. I gotta be still.
A little bit of
gotta knock me in the head. That I need to be knocked in the head. That there's my stillness, and the trash will go away. So these same people who told us to shut up and basically shut up, or it's the Democrats are going to see that there's a split mega and we can't have this. It's like, what are you selling here? You're telling them that we have to pretend and not freak out. So like you're advertising this.
You're advertising
I just absolutely do not trust these people. And so these same people, when Trump bombed the nuclear plant, if you know, they went crazy. Trump is going to start World War. All of a sudden, they were working for the other side. This sounds like you're talking like the Democrats. He's really a warmonger. He's not the same. He's a liar. They all, including Mr. L, by the way, Danny. Including Mr. L, he went absolutely berserk when that happened, and this other media outlet, kind of like don't want to really name all these names about these big YouTubers that took that thing out of context. What did Tulsi do? She put out, I looked it up myself, and I put it out on Twitter. And I put it out in a post in my posts, the rest of what she said, which totally negated that. Because when you put it in context, that's taken out of context. You know what I mean? It's that isn't what she said. She said that there is a problem, that they are working on a nuclear bomb. And then Tulsi put out the entire clip, which she said before that clip, her testimony, I should say, that whole piece, before that clip that was parroted around and afterwards. And then Mr. L there says he was saying all along that that Tulsi's going to quit. Tulsi, he's lying about Tulsi. Tulsi's telling the truth. He shouldn't live, blah, 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 blah. And he's so sure. And guess what happened? Well, Tulsi's been working on uncovering the whole Russia collusion hoax. And she, not only did she disprove that comment, and was she still supporting him, but she's been working on going after all these people who did this whole Russia collusion.
She's been very dogged about that.
She hasn't been around. She must be quitting. Oh, Don Bongino's going to quit. All this stuff. Because Trump is messing up and Trump is going crazy and he's turning against his people. There's a divide in the White House. Did you hear all that parroting stuff? It's like, wow. It was a show. They put that on as a show. As it turned out, Tulsi's been working like a dog. Trying to uncover all these all this information about what Obama did and Clapper and Hillary, and she's getting all the information, presenting it to the DOJ for prosecution. It's like, was Mr. L right? Were the rest of them right, Danny? Tell me, were they right?
Nope.
No, they weren't right. And I'm going, I kind of listening, and I said to him, when I in a comment, what he said about the whole Epstein thing, and I go, I agree with you on that this is wrong. I'll agree with admitting, like, I had the guts to say, no, Tulsi actually said this, because he put out a post saying that he's going against Tulsi's going to quit, or he's going against Tulsi, and Tulsi said there's no nukes, he's going to do a war. And I said, no, you have to look at the whole clip in context. He should know he's a prosecutor. He was a prosecutor. He's a media personality. He's a comedian. He should know better about context. If you're in a courtroom, you can't take things out of context. You have to present your case. You have to put it in context to get your client off. It's like, why are you doing this? It made me, it's like, when they do this, it makes me so suspicious of these people.
Yeah.
So we're seeing this unfold in front of our eyes, and what I think that whole thing was getting the left to think that there's a divide. He's gone against his base. He's dissed his whole base. Now we can get all this dirt on Trump. Clearly, he must be guilty because he's calling it a hoax. And Van Bondi said that you're in the file. And then Elon puts out, he's in the files. They've been leaking this out to get the left to go for a long time now. The left to go crazy. There's a Trump. There's a split. Trump and Elon. All this stuff. It's like, oh my God, it's Trump's White House is falling apart. It's unbelievable. And so they're saying, and so it will be on Elon's side. And we hated him before. We liked him before under Obama. Then we hated him because he liked Trump. Now we like him again. He must be in the files. Get the files. It's like forgetting that everybody you like is in the files. And so they're just, they're stepping over each other because Trump
One can hope.
We can probably get a picture of him, just something that isn't really damning, and make it damning. So where's your best witness? He came into the office. I was answering the phone, and he looked at my legs, and he was leering at my legs. And then Epstein came out and said, "She's not for you." He saved me. I was like, what the fuck kind of witness is this? What kind of evidence against Trump is this? This is who you bring out. This is the best that you have got. I remember Rush Limbaugh said, he's the one who said it first. If this is the best that they've got on Trump, they're trying to get him on Epstein. They're trying to get him on all these things. If this is the best they've got nothing. He's not in those files. Rush Limbaugh said this a long time ago. He was great at really foreseeing things, at seeing like the whole picture. And I remember I was watching him going, because at first he was on the radio all the time, and then I started to watch him on the video. And then he's smoking the cigar, and I said to myself, he smokes cigars a lot. I hope doesn't he know he can get cancer? And I go, don't think that. Rush is very smart. He knows what he's doing. He probably won't get cancer. He knows what he's doing. I got that inkling. This is before we even knew.
I mean, it looks like a cigar, but really it's a very special sea kelp.
Well, he got cancer. He died of lung cancer.
Yeah,
so I
he's
saw
dead now.
that. That's what I mean. Is like I looked at it. I thought that, and not that I'm a psychic, but that's the first thing. I think anybody who cares about anybody's, they smoke a lot. He should know better. It's too
later that day.
That guy was really good, and Michael Savage. Michael Savage gets
I've heard the name.
Gets second fiddle. Like he's the one who coined he coined a lot of phrases. And Trump's first term, his whole campaign was one of the books that he read wrote about America and everything that was going. Borders, language, culture was his slogan. That's what Trump ran on. Michael Savage's whole platform was borders, language, culture. So he really does, and he also coined the phrase, which everybody has parroted since, and not necessarily attributing to him, because he wrote a book about this about 25 years ago called "Liberalism is a Mental Disorder." He said this a long time ago, and he was right. I mean, he foresaw how insane this highway was going to go down.
Yeah.
So it's the whole getting back. I'm just like trying to Psaki circle back. Oh, not Psaki circle back. Oh God, you might not know this, Adrian, but Joe Biden's first press secretary kept saying she'd never had the answer to a question.
That was her thing.
Saying, we'll circle back. I'll circle back. She said it so often, people were joking about it.
That's funny.
But was about the we're going back to the anyway, we're going back. Let's look at this clip. Let's refresh everything. Let's look at this clip. I'll shut the mics.
You ought to be speaking about some of his friends that are hedge fund guys. They're all over the place. You ought to be speaking about Bill Clinton, who went to the island 28 times. I never went to the island.
Do you maintain you did not write a letter for Jeffrey Epstein's birthday?
I don't even know what they're talking about. Now, somebody could have written a letter and used my name, but that's happened a lot. All you have to do is take a look at the dossier, the fake dossier. Everything's fake with that administration. Everything's fake with the Democrats. Take a look at what they just found about the dossier. Everything is fake. They're a bunch of sick people. Where did you see the people laying outside? It's right across.
Now, like I'm sitting here in the studio cheering, because this is the first time that we've watched that. We just watched this clip together. Again, this took place seconds ago at the White House. I'm sitting here cheering, going, "That's the messaging. Thank you. That's the messaging." The messaging isn't shut up, stop talking about Epstein, because that's not going to work. Like, I'm sorry, I do this professionally. I'm on the internet for a living. That's not going to work. That's going to give you a nuclear Streisand effect. Barbara Streisand, stop taking pictures of my house. I'll sue you. Everyone wants to take a photo of her house, right? That's the way human nature works. Don't walk on the grass. I want to touch the grass. This is the proper messaging. Thank you. Oh, okay, Epstein. Here, how about this? We'll go let Ghislaine Maxwell tell you everything. We'll let her deliver boxes of evidence. We'll sue to get all the testimony unveiled. We'll release everything. And then why don't you go ask Bill Clinton about it? How about that? How about you ask Bill Clinton? And if it brings down foreign governments, if this brings down our allyship with people who aren't actually our allies, then good. Damn it, let the chips fall where they may. That's the messaging. Good. Great. The messaging that Donald Trump's always had. The truth is the truth, and you shouldn't be ashamed of it, and you should lean into it. And there's some people who, viewed it as an attack. The fact that we have a historic understanding of President Trump and this issue. It's not an attack to bring up what Donald Trump has said about Jeffrey Epstein, how Donald Trump actually started his political career on Jeffrey Epstein to a degree. And we've said it openly, and we're actually proud of it because it is a matter of fact that President Trump popularized and wove this issue, this "I will destroy the pedophile elite," into the fabric of his campaign. Here's President Trump saying on stage at CPAC over 10 years ago that Bill Clinton was a predator on Epstein Island. Now is Donald Trump back in action. Donald Trump in the groove. Donald Trump where he belongs. This is the Donald Trump, of course, that everyone fell in love with. Here we go.
Bill Clinton.
Nice guy. Got a lot of problems coming up, in my opinion, with the famous island. with Jeffrey Epstein. A lot of problems.
He continued, by the way. Like just minutes later, he told us about Prince Andrew. Here we go.
You raised the question of Jeffrey Epstein in your remarks about in the Q&A.
Well, I think he's got a problem. I mean,
what do you think the problem will be?
I don't know, but that island was really a cesspool. There's no question about it. Just ask Prince Andrew. He'll tell you about it. The island was an absolute cesspool. So
This was Donald Trump rightly understanding that this is a class warfare issue. This is the genius of President Trump. This issue is not an issue of Republican Democrat. It's not an issue of, private islands or even like clandestine intel operations. Those are very interesting facts, but it is at its core and at its very heart, deep in the bone, a class issue where everybody in this country instinctually says, wait a second. So these elite pederasts were able to just abuse young women from broken working class homes, which is where, of course, they entrapped them and recruited them, and then discard them, obviously, as we just saw with Virginia Roberts, and nothing happens to them? The state moves in to protect them? No, F you. It'd be nice to see one of these elite predators for once in my life get busted and have their lives ruined instead of my life ruined. I'm just the one who sits here trying to pay my taxes, trying to do something, build something. I'm just here trying to have enough scratch to put in the plate at church when it passes in front of me. And these guys get to go and abuse and kill women and travel around the world on their planes. Kevin Spacey, the little girls come trotting out in the plane. They said it and they get away with it. And Trump locked in on that and said, wait a second, this is a marquee issue of elites versus the working class. It is a class warfare issue at its heart. And it's why it won't go away, and it's why it needs to be solved. Spoken so much about it. There's been a lot of people who push us one way or the other. You need to talk about it way more. You don't talk about it enough. Whatever it is, we're proud that we've asked some of the major questions on this, and like a dog with a bone, man, we're just not going to let go. And that's the point here. And Donald Trump had it right. And it was nice to see Donald Trump back on that bicycle, right? Because the targeting needs to be redirected here. None of y'all care. None of y'all gave a damn about Jeffrey Epstein when it was Bill Clinton, who was the top of the name on the list. You didn't give a damn about any of these trafficked kids. In fact, you all voted for Kamala. You voted for Kamala for a continuation of the policies that leaves 500,000 little children trafficked throughout the country. And so now President Trump is doing exactly what he should have done from square one. And we're so glad that we're at this moment and redirecting and saying, no, you don't understand. I'm innocent and Bill Clinton's guilty. So why don't you go start asking Bill Clinton these questions? Donald Trump said this again, by the way, in the White House lawn. I think he says you need to focus on Bill Clinton with this list. It's a kind of hard to hear question. It's the best that we have right now. Again, this just happened. Here we go.
Todd Blanche is a great gentleman. He's a great man who's a great lawyer. He's got a great heart. But he's over there now. I don't know exactly what's happening, but I certainly can't talk about pardons.
Can you trust what she's telling him? She's a convicted trafficker who's eager to get out of prison.
Well, he's a professional lawyer. I think he's been through things like this before. But, you should focus on Clinton. You should focus on the president of Harvard, the former president of Harvard. You should focus on some of the hedge fund guys. I'll give you a list. These guys lived with Jeffrey Epstein. I sure as hell didn't. Thank you very much.
Perfect. Rings like a bell. Turn it around on the guy who had an oil painting in a blue DNA-soaked dress in Jeffrey Epstein's mansion that he was leasing from the State Department. What the hell? It's perfect. It's great. It's exactly how you diffuse these things. I love it. It's Donald Trump back in the form that obviously won him the hearts of the American people, the working class and populace. And it's the right answer.
All right, guys, what do you think of that?
No, it was uplifting to hear it. It looked more like the earlier campaign Trump, as Ben said. I guess we'll see what happens. I mean, I don't have any means to change anything by myself.
You don't have to. There's nothing you need to do. It's being done.
That's my coach.
Relax. Get stillness. Yeah.
Well,
You're brilliant.
President. Yeah. I want to hear what you have to say, Daniel.
Basically, like, here's hoping he doesn't. But I thought it was clever how he turned it back on them. Like, say, hey, why aren't you going after these other people? You know?
He said, I have a list.
Yeah.
He just said, I talked to the president of Harvard. I've got a list. He's admitting it. He says, well, how do you know she could, the reporter said, how do you know she's telling the truth? She trafficked children. And he said, go talk to Bill Clinton. Look, he didn't say, what do you mean she trafficked children? It's a hoax. That was all bullshit. It was all that thing was bullshit. Now they're asking for it. Nobody cares about the kids being trafficked coming over the border. The 500,000 children that were completely lost that came over the border, that Trump has found most of them.
Yeah.
They don't care about Bill Clinton and the rest of these big wigs going to that island. And he's talking openly with them, and they're talking with him like they didn't say, Mr. President, why did you say it was a hoax? How come you said that he just downloaded child blank? They didn't say that because clearly they're suing. They don't want to release Epstein's grand jury testimony. And the DOJ is suing to have it released. He goes, I have a list. And nobody's saying back to him, wait a second, how come you said that? Because they all know it was a troll. They get it now. Everybody's stepping over themselves to try to get it released. And now he's saying, now go after Bill Clinton, go after the president of Harvard, go after these hedge fund managers. I've got a list of people. It was the biggest troll. Mr. L never saw it. Candace never saw it. But she was right about, I totally agree with her, how he should have handled it. But they're so smart. And they've got millions of subs. But they couldn't wait to jump on everything Trump does when it's wrong. Yet they told us all to shut up so we wouldn't look divided. The Democrats, we can't look, shut up, just let him do it. Just let him do the HB1. Shut up. The Democrats will see that the mega is divided. No, you're not telling me to shut up. If I don't like something, I don't like it. But I basically did make a video. I sat back there, I bet Ramaswamy is going to go first. He can't just get rid of Elon, but I think the two of them are actually playing a game. I do think that they're playing a game with the whole release. Trump is in the Epstein. Guess what? Yeah, we've broken up. He hates him. We hate each other. I've got a black eye. Trump is in the Epstein file. It's like, oh boy, all of a sudden, Elon, we love you, Elon. We hated you. We were burning down all your Teslas. Now we love you. It's so obvious how quickly they flip. It's showing them to be as vapid and as let's see, give me another word. Ignorant, stupid, whatever. As we always
thought. Even.
What's another word?
Farcical.
They're just liars. They say lawyers are professional liars. These people are professional liars too, because they're doing it to get money. And it's like, if I'm going to keep jumping on to make a video every time Trump sneezes, rather than saying, okay, This could be big. I could write shocker, breaking news, blah, 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 blah. Wait a second. Let's take in his history, everything he's ever said and never done.
Yeah. What happens to his troll?
Pattern here, just like bombing Iran. No, he's not going to start World War III. And Mr. L and all these other channels, he started at Candace, all of them. They're going to start world. He's starting. Oh, we knew he was. But I never, like, Candace is like, I always said, there used to be somebody who was a guest on the channel before that I kept telling him, look, she flipped on a dime. She still has her website up that doxes people, conservatives. It's still up, and she claims she's on the Trump train, and she's
she can't be
changed. You can't change on a dime like that, and you still have your website up, and you could go on the website and put information in to try. It was still working. It was still functional. I think it's a show. I think she's putting on a show. She likes to be right. She likes to. She gets a lot of people who like big splash and everything like that. It's fun to watch. I mean, she's fun. She's fun to watch, but I never completely 100% because it's like she goes, oh, why aren't you reading the tea leaves? Though I do like what she said about how he should have put it. That was very smart of her. I agree with her. I said the same thing. Since I said the same thing, that was very smart of her. but it is like, and I'm not just saying that everything she says is wrong, but it just made me say, I think she is a showman herself in a way. You know what I mean? She's part of it.
She's like AOC. They're from the same agent group. They're all in the same circles.
Oh, they do.
Yeah, so they're all in the same circles.
So they're basically AOC, and she's basically still a Democrat.
Yeah.
In other words, yes, she is. Okay, I was right. That other person who used to come on this channel, Adrian knows who it is, used to come on this channel.
His name, but I remember there's some.
We don't have to name names. Insisted to me. I'm just saying that they were wrong about. I'm not saying they were wrong about everything, but about this, I could see through her, and they tried to sway me, tried to reassure me that they did change. She did change. And I said, I don't think she has. I'm not saying he's wrong about everything. I'm just saying I was right about. I think I'm right about.
No,
I just think that's all I'm saying. Not a bad person. Not a bad person. I'm just saying, I'm just saying here's the chalkboard, here's the line. I'm just putting one line on my side. One line. That's all I've got is one line. Right about one thing. That's all. And it can easily be erased if I'm wrong. That's all I'm saying.
Very well. Very well.
You know what I mean? I'm not going to say I'm right about everything because nobody is.
Lena, I'm running out of gas.
I should end because I got to feed my dog, give him his insulin. Right. So, so if you want to pop off, and I can just if you want to say any last words, Adrian.
No, thanks everyone for not booing me off the set here.
Why would anybody boo you off?
Well, I mean,
we only have attractive men.
Is it because you're Canadian? Is it like you think we're big on that?
Don't believe the news. Most of us know what's going on, but we don't know what to fucking do about it.
He seems to know everything. He knows that he can't trust his own news, and he has to travel the world to try to get the news. Yeah. I know. It'd be great if Canada became the United States, and that you could.
Well, my friends are looking forward to that.
For the 5 minutes that will be free until the Democrats get in office again. Let's put it that way. I don't trust the world. I don't trust things, and the whole remember the woman in the reporter down in Florida who said that she had dug up all this evidence on Epstein, and then she was about to release it, and it was Project Veritas, James O'Keefe, who caught it.
I remember that.
She said that, and it was the British monarchy that put a stop to her releasing the information.
Yeah.
I think it's very interesting. And Trump is about to meet with King Charles, and he said the thing about he wants to be a member of the Commonwealth. Well, he better not. he may not realize that he will be a subject. I don't know if he does realize if he'll be a subject of the king, if he's a member of the Commonwealth. That will be it for the sovereignty of the world, because technically we know that he is king. King Charles is technically, because he's pulling the strings on that group that runs the world. And I would hope that he knows this, because he keeps touting how great the royal family is. I hope he's just playing politics and just saying, yeah, oh, I love the king. Oh, my mother loved the king. I hope it's just that. Let's just pray that he doesn't do that. Pray, and I hope you've called the White House. Please don't do that, just in case you don't know. But let's just say he's doing a great job trolling the Democrats. And let's hope in this regard, Daniel's disappeared, so I could
You
talk.
said he'd be back. Yeah.
Oh, you'll be back. Okay. Because I figured I would finish the show out with you. Let's just hope and pray that he realizes that he can't do this, because he will be a subject of the king. Well, anyway, Adrian, you have
he
to
takes
go.
over the Commonwealth.
He will what?
Unless he takes over the Commonwealth.
How could he do that? Because he's
I
not
don't know.
the king.
Well, I mean, the king, Charles, is not the legitimate king. The
Who is
legitimate king of England.
Oh, this sounds like another show. What is the story
Well,
here?
the legitimate king of England is actually is an industrial
Australian
farmer in Australia.
guy. The Australian guy.
Australian guy, yeah.
Yeah. Did they say that there are reasons why technically he's not?
Some people say that, but either way, King Charles is not legit, because he was a baby switched at birth kind of thing. You know what I mean? Not Charles himself, but earlier they switched a baby. And
what baby? Whose baby?
One of those inbred royal people's baby.
Which one?
I can't remember all their names. I don't care about these things.
I'd like to know. How far back do we go? Victoria.
I'll look for the data. And I'll
look for the data and get back to me, because I mean you've opened up a very interesting book. I'm very, very interested in this now.
The guy goes through the whole genealogy chart and he shows you.
Yeah.
So you're gonna have some information there to look at: names, places, dates. I just don't store them.
That's so. You know what? Ginkgo really does help. I take 1 in the morning and 2 at night, and it's supposed to help you sleep too. Take curcumin and B1. Things that prevent Alzheimer's is curcumin and what is it? I don't remember. Curcumin and B1 is supposed to prevent Alzheimer's.
Yeah, I've been getting my vitamin B. You know what's also good, helpful is dulce and cat's claw.
Dulce. I never heard. I know cat's claw. I never heard of dulce.
Yeah, it's a plant. So these help give your thyroid useful iodine, and also the salt, table salt. The table salt that we get in Canada, anyway, probably yours as well. It's been basically baked at such a temperature that the chemical ring shape for the salt and iodine, the sodium chloride, changes. Instead of 5-sided ring, it's a 6-sided ring, or vice versa, something like that. But anyway, it tastes salty, but it doesn't give you what you need. Yeah, it doesn't give you what you need. So stick with sea salt.
Or the molecules that make up. Okay. And don't drink tap water with fluoride. Fluoride causes Alzheimer's. I get a filter. Yeah. I get it off Amazon. I got a pitcher with 2 filters with it for $19.99. It changes the water to alkaline. It's much healthier for your body. Okay. I'm giving it to the dog, and he's like a jumping jack right now in his dreams. His dreams. But no, he's like very active. He's very good. I go, a chemical like that would affect him more, being so small, even more than us, because he's so small, and that he has diabetes. But if that causes, I learned about alkaline water a long time ago, how much better it is. And this filter removes everything. And it's so cheap on Amazon. Each filter lasts about 60 days. And it's so cheap and so worth it. Now I'm drinking water most of the time rather than, except when I have a migraine, then I go have a Coca-Cola. But Trump said that he
I got a Pepsi here.
remember on the day that he dissed his supporters, saying, my past supporters, anybody who wants to know the Epstein files is one of my past supporters. I mean, it sounds like a joke.
Oh, yeah.
It does sound like a comedian. The day he did that, he puts on his Truth Social post, I have negotiated after long intensive negotiations with the Coca-Cola Company. They have agreed to remove corn syrup from Coca-Cola and use real sugar. And I wrote a reply, thank you, sir. That is the greatest thing that any president has ever done thus far.
The question is, will they put cocaine back in Coke? That's the real question.
Well, the
I like
caffeine
that.
replaces is
You
replacing.
can check out. There's actually a huge amount on the sugar industry. There's a nice speech on YouTube. It's
Stevia.
over now.
You should have stevia put in instead of the diet.
Yeah.
The
Well, stevia's a
chemical and
problem
diet
too.
Coke, and we'd be all set. We could drink Coca-Cola all day, and I'd be happy because I get migraines all day, and they really help. I mean, it really helps migraines. Go ahead, Adrian. I didn't. mean to cut you off.
So check out Sugar, the Bitter Truth, and also with regards to migraines, if you're getting real salt, like not the baked stuff and actual iodine, then your thyroid can actually control your immune system better.
Oh yeah.
Because
The iodine.
the
Yeah,
iodine
that's right.
that your thyroid gets, the way it's delivered, your thyroid says, "Oh, hey, great, I've got iodine," but it can't use it, so it doesn't swell up like a balloon because it has iodine, but it doesn't function.
So where do
either.
I get my iodine from?
I don't know. Oh yeah, you got options. Yeah, seaweed, kelp, cat's claw, dulce, Irish sea moss. Yeah.
Oh, so the Irish have the answer.
Oh, they do. You can sneak in there with your red hair, your green eyes. They won't know.
I know that your green eyes are.
Yeah, it used to be that these some leprechauns, the one that looked like the leprechauns that looked like Rabbi Shmuley wanted to protect their gold, but actual Irish leprechauns want to protect the sea moss.
Okay, that's right.
Yeah.
Didn't your
Have a
mother?
good authority.
Mother saw that. I told me I was an elf in a previous life. Because my ears. She goes, "You look at your ears.
Yes.
You were an elf in a previous life. The way your ears
Oh,
come
dear.
through your hair. I think she was looking at my elven eyes, and she liked Lord of the Rings, really into Lord of the Rings. And she's just like because my eyes are green, and I've got a tan, by the way, people.
What?
Do you see my tan?
Well,
Yeah.
impossible.
Can you see
Well,
this?
look at that. What were you doing out of the kitchen?
I
back
put
in
my
there.
shoes back on. Well, it's because I've been doing a lot of work outside. Notice how this is very dark and burned.
Yeah.
But my face is is tanned. It's sun-kissed. It's sun-kissed, people. It's sun-kissed. I just realized what I did. It's sun-kissed, people. Do that again. Because I'm working outside. I'm working. When you work with the plants and in the dirt, and you're like this.
You're
I'm
down.
actually doing work. It hits the shoulder and not the face. I'm not like lying in the sun. This is a funny turn. Maybe I wonder if I am. It's nice to think that I could have been in Lord of the Rings. That Liv Tyler role.
Oh,
I should have done that.
Yeah.
I mean, the green eyes and the red hair.
Paulina, if we ever do a con, you can dress up as her.
Those nasty elves, the mean elves. Be great. I could have used the paycheck. They didn't know me. They would have hired me if they knew me, but they didn't know me.
They would have.
That's okay. I forgive them. I totally forgive them.
Paulina, maybe I could use you on my next film if you're up for it.
Totally. I will totally be. I can use the paycheck. I have to take care of the dog. His vet visit's coming up, and it could be a lot of money. And they'll say, "Oh, he's got to remove that tooth," and I have to pay.
Remember, donate to Felina right now. Donate money.
I worked so hard tonight. I worked very hard, people. They really did.
Yeah.
She works hard for the money. So hard for the money. So you got to treat her right. But seriously, donate to Felina. Like and subscribe as well.
Thank you so much. I'm getting my vitamin D. As you can see, my shoulder's getting my vitamin D. So, all right, you guys, nobody picked up on the troll. The troll.
what was the troll?
Big long troll. You know what? I really, while Adrian's here, let me show it to you again. Let me show you a still, just a still, of the troll that nobody picked up on. I think is just like, to me, it's one of the most brilliant troll. Okay, I'll just play this short. This short has it. Wait a second. This thing. Okay, let me freeze the frame. I will share it. Not
sharing is caring.
I am clicking on the wrong thing. I'm a crazy woman, is what I am. Okay. All right, let's I'll mute.
Into the room, sir.
Tomorrow. Hopefully tomorrow, within the next 24 hours.
They have the doctors, they have all the professionals.
There's going to be a security sweep because there have been civilians here, so they will sweep this multiple times to make sure there's nothing can be used as weapons or any contraband. And then once that's cleared, then they'll do. So it's really up to Secretary. I know has got people in the queue, and so they'll be ready to receive.
When's the first person checking into the room, sir?
Tomorrow. Hopefully tomorrow, within the next 24 hours.
They have the doctors, they have all the professionals.
There's going to
All right, people. What is the troll? Daniel, do you see the troll? You see the troll? You're looking at it right now. Maybe can I blow this up? I don't think I can blow it up.
Gulf of America.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Gulf of America. I love that.
Going to Alligator Alcatraz wearing the Gulf of America, which gets the libs the most. It's driving them crazy. Oh, he's putting families and children in there, just like 1939. No, he's not.
Well, they're more mad that he changed the name. Like they're mad that it's not Mexico anymore either. It's like it's no big deal. Like you're mad over, like it's nothing.
It's where the Gulf. It's usually "Make America Great" or something like that, but not the Gulf of. He's just going to Alligator Alcatraz, which is driving them insane. They're making up all these lies about it. You know, that what's really going to happen there, and they're going to stay there forever, and it's going to be whole families, and he's arresting everyone, and they're all it's all these lies, and the environment. I don't know, whatever the environment thing, I don't know what the environment problem is. It's a temporary holding shelter. We have temporary holding shelters all over the country for all different reasons. How is this affecting the environment? It's on the runway. It's on the runway of an airport that's already existed. I don't understand this. I'm confused. It's like on top of it, he's wearing Gulf of America. And it's like, there you go. He all the way. The troll is all the way. It's brilliant. And it's like, unless we appreciate, we have to appreciate this. This guy's a showman. He's a comedian. There is no politician like him. I would say Bill Clark, let's say Bill Clinton has all his fault and people look past his faults because, it's thing. It's just sex. Who cares? Oh, but the Me Too movement comes along. They're a bunch of hypocrites. Okay, how can you cry about Me Too when you had Bill Clinton in the White House taking advantage of an intern, somebody who's below him?
I wasn't taking advantage. She played her cards.
I know, but it's a disparage in a boss should never do that to anyone below them. I mean, but that is the feminists, obviously the Me Too women that went crazy should be upset at this. They should be upset at him going to Epstein Island with all the young girls. No, they're not. It just, their hypocrisy is just, it's just through the roof. And he's like, they say that Bill Clinton was one of the best politicians that you could ever get. And with all his faults, yes, we've got his faults, But as far as being able to schmooze, when somebody asked him about, and we have questions, we'll still have questions about 9/11. Trump, when the buildings went down, they asked him, they have it on camera. They asked him, and they said, "Is this?" He goes, "That's they didn't go down because they were hit by planes. I build buildings all the time. That's a controlled demolition." He said it, and he's the one.
Anybody who's been around knows that. Yeah.
There were some certain people of a certain group celebrating when those buildings went down, before the buildings went down, and he leaked that video that nobody, that everybody says he is a pawn of a certain country.
Well,
and he leaked that video, and that video actually, and there's another video that got leaked, and even Jimmy Dore said, he goes, because Jimmy Dore said, "Oh, he's playing a game. He's just trying. He's really on the." Even Jimmy Dore goes, "Oh my God, I just get it." But this was like a year ago. There was a video that he was caught on. He was caught on. He knows he's being filmed. He's not caught on tape ever. The guy knows he's being filmed. He said, "I went to Hamas and they want peace. I went to Hamas and I talked to them and they want peace. The problem is that Bibi doesn't want peace." And then Jimmy Dore loses his mind. He goes, "He knows he's playing a game with Bibi and he's going crazy." And now Jimmy Dore, he's Jimmy Dore's puppet. He's his whatever.
Jimmy Dore is not
it's like
smarter
they
than
flip, even though, and like when he did that a while back, he did that. And I left a comment saying, "Wait a minute, Jimmy, you were the one who played the clip of him talking about, and you cheered on, and you realized that he's playing Bibi. Bibi isn't playing him. He's saying that Bibi is the problem and he wants peace with Hamas. You play this. Now you're saying, oh, he wants to take over. He wants to use that as real estate. He wants to take over America, take over Gaza, blah, blah, blah." He was probably trolling,
American Palestine.
He was trolling Bibi. Because
by
taking over Gaza means that he's
I love watching Bibi's face. I love watching that asshole's face when Trump is talking.
But it's like that's right. He did that in front of Bibi, which means he's trolling him. And because Bibi wants Gaza, if Trump takes Gaza, Israel can't have Gaza. Do you realize that was a troll? And he's doing it right in front of it. And then Jimmy Dore will say, "Oh, look at this." Then he'll say, "Trump is working for Bibi. He's world whatever." And they're saying all these, like, how can you, like, I'm leaving commenting, how can you switch? You showed this footage yourself. You said this, and now you're flipping as if you're parroting a different narrative. You're lying to your audience. And then he says, Jimmy will, just like the rest of them say, "You come to us because you want the real news. You want the honest news. You want the truth." And you've got the gray zone on that's lying about a clip that doesn't exist on Trump. First of all, those clips have been around forever. Second of all, no, there was no Buffalo Bills cheerleader sitting on Trump's lap while Trump is doing she's doing a lap dance on him. That's a lie. And he keeps parroting this. And you keep having this gray zone press. You have to watch out of the people that you watch, because they will tell you that they're honest, independent news, and we're the truth. And they all do this.
There's a handful. Yeah, there's a handful out there, but
there's a handful, yes. But then when you see them lying to you, wait a second, you're parroting a completely different story, and you had the evidence before. Now it's like, look, Trump is. You got to take it from people who know him personally. Why don't you act like this in front of the camera? You're a completely different person. You're nice. You don't take yourself seriously. You're very congenial. Why? That's what I do. That's what it. He's politics. It's a power game. He has to. They had to know that he was. Kim Jong-un had to know that he could press that button anytime and blow up his crappy little country. That's basically, he was putting that up there. And then he goes over and he's the first president that walks without security, without his Secret Service.
That is very
He
interesting.
walked into North Korea. No president had ever done that. And you could see when Kim Jong-un was, that they really got along well.
Yeah, they had a great time.
Jong-un, when he went back into North Korea, he was, when they both walked over the line, or Kim Jong-un walked over the line to South Korea. And when they were together, you can see Kim Jong-un is turned towards him and leaning into him as if he was scared to be on the other side without protection. He was actually leaning into Trump because Trump is an alpha male. You could see the body language, and I didn't hear this from a body language expert. You just look at it. It's kind of like a father figure to him, and he kind of he's the reason why he is what he is because he's really afraid of getting blown up by somebody. I mean, if your father's a tyrant and the father and the grandfather was a tyrant and did this to the people, he knows that everybody could turn on him. He has to be a tyrant. I mean, psychologically, but when I saw that body language, I could see that he looks at him like the alpha male. And if you have leaders who are supposedly dictators and tyrants looking at you as the alpha male, not that you're their friend, you're on the same level, because
it's just natural hierarchy.
They're not playing games with you. You know what I mean?
Some guys don't play games.
Right, go ahead. Yeah, because he made them think, the idea that he's crazy. He likes the idea that people think that he's crazy. He could do anything. He's really like this in private. Then he says these crazy things and absolutely absurd. He must have lost his mind. How could he say this to his base? We know what the truth is. How could he? He must be lost. The White House is dividing. He and Elon are angry with it. Right. Like after 2 months after he's in office, 2 months, nobody knows what he's going to do. Yeah, he could press the button. He could do it. We don't know what he's going to do. It keeps everybody.
If nukes are even real.
Everybody shuts up because they don't know what he's going to do. That's what he did in the first term, and that's what he's doing. They said now it's more targeted towards the media and the left. Let them not know. Let them think. And it's less of a game of chess because when you're playing a game of chess, both of you are doing strategies. You know that this is going on. But if you are a showman, you are a magician. You've got the Tada girl. You're looking at the Tada girl. You're looking over here. And you think this is what's going on. And the hand is quicker than the eye. He's actually doing something else. It's really a magician. It wasn't there a movie called The Greatest Showman, and it was about a magician?
I can't verify that.
Or was that about Barnum and Bailey?
Could be. I mean, there's no. They
what
got
was
a lot
the one
there.
with the guy who's really he played the Wolverine? What was that called?
Hugh Jackman. Yeah, Greatest Showman.
The Prestige or the Greatest Showman?
Okay. He was the.
There were two.
That's
two at the same time.
Yeah. He's really a magician. He's making you look and think this is what's going on. This is what he really. This something else is going on, and nobody. The left has parroted the lines that he's so stupid. He's insane. He's stupid. He's too crazy to be president, and he's too stupid to be crazy to be president. Yet he's he's diabolical. He can do all these things.
Oh yeah.
He's Adolf Hitler. He's all these things, and he's stupid. And so they're parroting. So he goes, let them think that I'm crazy. Let them think that I'm stupid. Let them think I'm losing my mind. Let them think that I have also. Let them think all these things. And then all of a sudden, when looked like everything was breaking apart, he's lost his base. The Democrats are saying, that's right. We're going to get into power again. We can get his base and we'll win. He's losing his mind. And everybody kind of like sat back and said, whoa, that didn't take long. We told you he was crazy. And so they all sat back and said, now we'll ask for the Epstein files and we'll prove that he's crazy for getting all their people in the Epstein files. And then the next week, boom, Tulsi, who you thought Trump was going to fire, Tulsi was going to quit. They were at odds. She comes out with the evidence on Obama. No, she's been working on
that was a nice side. Wasn't that a nice sideways gift?
And
Thank
they
you.
didn't see it coming. Don't you see what happened? I mean, if he truly wanted Epstein thing to be a hoax because he realized he was in it and he was trying to get rid of it. But then he was going to die. He was going to move over to trying to get Obama to try to get us to forget Epstein. All he had to do was, the documents are sealed. We can't get them out. Not sue for the documents.
Yeah.
Don't talk to Maxwell. Just say that there's 10,000. They told us there's 10,000. We have to look through every video. We have to look through every 100th of a second of each video to see absolutely everything. We're still working on it. And then you bring out the Obama stuff and the whole Russia collusion stuff. And then it will take all our attention off of Epstein. That's how you play the game. If he really was in it, if he really was trying to convince us it was a hoax, that's what he would have done. But he didn't play it like that. He got everybody to sit back, demand the Democrats demand the Epstein files, even though all their people in it, just because they got a leak or an admission from Elon or a leak from Bondi that Trump was in it. We want the files. The game was played beautifully. And Trump supporters, who we thought were Trump supporters, completely they keep flipping and they keep misreading him. And I'm going, you people, and we have to make a video right away. We'll get more money if we make a video. We'll get more subs. We have to make a video. We'll shocker, breaking news. Oh, like Trump turned on. Watch me. Me, it's like I'm gonna watch what's happening. I'm gonna see if this is the same kind of game that he's played before.
Well, he puts on quite a show.
Stands out. This is how he does it. This is his MO. Just like I said with the bomb. No, it's not World War III. He's done this before. When he first got into office, everybody was complaining about Syria, this and that. He bombed overnight. He exposed the Democrats and the neocons and the media for what they were. Trump is crazy. He's going to have the nuclear bomb. He's going to start. Remember when he first got into office? He's crazy to have the nuclear bomb. He's going to start World War III. And know what he does? He bombs a part of a Syrian airport that was not in use. That was completely closed off.
So
the runway was broken up. It wasn't in use. And the next day, that very night, the media, remember Brian, what was his name? Brian, he was on NBC, I think. They were saying, the bomb, and they're showing video. They realize he's a neocon like us, and they're watching the bomb, the missiles go off into Syria. It looks like fire. It looks like the 4th of July. They're admiring the bomb. So he exposed them for what they were. They love war. They were happy that he started to blow.
Well, they're anti-life people.
And the next day, it starts to leak. He bombed a part of the airport that was out of use because the runway was too broken up to use anymore. And there were planes flying out the other part of the runway, the part of the airport that was in good shape. He strategically bombed a part that didn't matter, and he exposed the media and the Democrats and the neocon, the Republicans, the warmonger Democrats, the warmonger media, and the neocons. I'm sorry, I call them neocons. All the Democrats, they're all the same thing. He exposed them for what they were right after he got into office. Okay, he did that. He did it overnight, and that was it. There's no more bombing. there was it Pakistan? There were tunnels that the terrorists were going through back and forth, and he dropped the mother of all bombs on. He just dropped overnight. Boom! He dropped the bomb on the tunnel to stop the terrorists from running back and forth, because they were, creating havoc. Right? The terrorists were doing what terrorists do, and they said, Trump. It's going to be a one and done. That's why I got on. I was sick. I could barely speak. I never got on camera. And I said, this is like this. But this was before other people were, they realized that he did that. Nobody heard me. I'm sure nobody heard me. But I saw it and I go, this is his MO. One and done Syria. The mother all bombs. One and done. Basically, nobody was there at the airport to die. That part of the airport, it was quarantined off. What do you? It was completely
friendly bombing.
It was closed off, and he bombs a tunnel that he's just basically telling you, I'm crazy. I could let this bomb off anytime. He's telling the terrorists, and he's exposing the neocons and the media and the left for the warmongers that they are. Boom. This is the same thing, and I'm going this whole. This I could see that it was strategically planned. The bombing operations that Israel was doing in Iran was strategic, and so at the same time, I say to myself, how could you have made a mistake with that church? And this isn't the first church that you've blown up. This is the second time you've done it. How could you make a mistake with a big white church in the daytime, and kill these people? Oh, it was a mistake. It was an accident. Okay, so then why don't you, I know you need to stand behind the people. Why don't you fire somebody? Why don't you demote somebody? Why don't you take an action to tell the world that it is a mistake? You're never going to let this happen again.
Yeah.
They're not. So it says to me, you did that. Those bombing runs, Ben Shapiro was right. They were strategic. Well, I said it actually before he did. I was putting it out there on my post, but I'm sure he knew it and he was thinking the same thing. And he is a superior intellect to me. He came to this was all the words I used. This was strategic. This was planned for a long time. I said all those words. I had posted all those things, but because I could see it. I could see that that's what I was watching it going. I mean, with the work that I had done, when I worked for the general. I could see that this was well planned. So, okay, you can do that. You planned this well. You were strategic. There were very few casualties in these bombings in Iran. You had precision strikes into not just the apartment, the bedroom of the big top Iranian official. You can do this. So how do you make a mistake with that? That's not the first church you've done this to. A big white church that has a lot of land around it.
Well, maybe
how do you
maybe
make
a bunch of
there's no excuse. You have to fire some people.
Yeah, wouldn't it be interesting if everybody with a military beholden to the global banks had an accidental bomb dropping somewhere else? just put it out there.
Well, we
Wouldn't
can't
it be
say
interesting?
That. As what I think one of the greatest YouTube, the funniest, may not be the smartest. He'll admit it. I what I mean is that there's a lot of great YouTubers, a lot of great content creators, but I think one that really gets me laughing.
Yeah,
really gets me laughing. As Salty Cracker says.
Oh, I've heard that guy.
He'll say something in the affirmative. Then he'll say allegedly, which is not affirmative, in Minecraft.
Oh, yeah?
Allegedly in Minecraft, of course. So we'll say to what you said, allegedly in Minecraft, of course, which is also, of course, is a definite. So he goes from a definite to a not allegedly is we don't know, to in Minecraft, okay, in Minecraft, of course, to an affirmative again. That's just brilliant. He's absolutely hysterical. If you want to laugh, the Salty Cracker, I even don't even want to take my dog for a walk when he's on. He goes, I have to listen to this. I can't take the phone with me because I don't have range and I only have 10 minutes of like Wi-Fi. Being away from Wi-Fi, I can't afford to buy minutes. So I have to be here going, damn, I have to take the dog, but I want to listen to everything the salty cracker says. He's hysterical. He's absolutely, but he also listens to Howie Carr because he has parroted some things like the death pool. It was my death. Howie Carr has the death pool, which is people get to, they call in, they guess who's going to die next, a celebrity that's
I remember something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, and if they win, they get a T-shirt, and so it's called the death pool, and so you start when somebody dies, the famous person dies, not somebody's regular dies. They start the death pool over again, and he mentioned I have my death. Like there's some things that he says that come directly from Howie Carr, but it's just a good thing. Well, Solly Carker makes up jokes all by himself all day long. The fact that he listened to Howie Carr just tells me not only do I grant him the grace that he can parrot Howie Carr, that he's intelligent enough to listen to Howie Carr. So that just is another feather in Salty Cracker's cap, who Howie Carr is a good friend of Trump. But you see this guy, Benny, who said all those things after he goes, no, this is what we wanted to hear. And he should have said this. You know what, Benny, wake up, Benny. He's saying it. He didn't make a mistake. You are catching what he did. I think he's really trying to placate, to get people to understand, do you see what he did? At the same time, it's like, this is what he did. Yet he's trying to make it, you still have to keep it in the gray zone, make it a little unsure, because he may do it again. And you don't really want the Democrats, the left, who wants to constantly get him to realize that he's trolling him. It's a very clever game. And that's why I'm surprised Mr. L, the one we met on the chat.
Yeah.
I noticed he was Italian because his name is Daniel Romano, and I realized this is a good guy. He's Italian.
Well, thank you, Paulina.
But I'm surprised that Mr. L, who was a prosecutor, but he's a comedian, he's a media he's got IMBD, he's got all these credentials. It's like, why aren't you catching these things? They're blatantly obvious. You're smarter than I am. You've got more schooling than I do. Why are you doing this? And it just makes me, and whenever he had that Thaddeus person on, that person who's this expert who knew all the biblical languages, and he was the in guy with the Vatican, and he was talking about because he was supposedly against Pope Francis and all the stuff that he did. He's actually started to say that this is what it is, and I have this on the know. Pope Leo is going to fix all those things that Francis did. He's going to fix all the whole child stuff. And I'm going, wait a second. He can't. He's compromised. Cardinal Supich, he's part of the McCarrick group. There was Cardinal Supich and there was Cardinal they were out on the balcony before he came out. He's connected to all this. He's compromised. He moved that Cardinal McElroy into Washington. He can't do it. So you've got this guy on who drew us all in, making us think that this guy knows what's going on in the conclave. And he all this inside information. Then he goes, he's going to fix all that. Either he's lying and you've deceived us on. I said, how can you do this when your wife gets on all the time talking about child trafficking, S blank X, all that stuff, and you care so much about children, and you've got this guy on? Maybe you don't realize that he's not telling the truth. Maybe you don't realize that misinformation. Let's give him that. There's something wrong with your informant. He's not as good as you, but he says, I know him. I've known him doesn't make a difference. We can all be deceived. But I'm going, no, he can't. Because there's a lot of Catholic YouTubers that were talking about who is good and who is bad. And there was one of them that gave all the background information on this new pope. And they showed a picture of him, and I saw a picture. I'm going, oh my God. There's like a lack of, like a disconnect with the light. Like you can see sometimes on people, there's a disconnect with the connection of God.
This current pope?
I don't. Yeah. It's like I don't want to speak. I'm not speaking New Agey. I'm talking about, you can see when some people are
they're not right.
Are connected to God, like they have a presence. They're glowing with this.
Some people are
that looks
really living their connected life, and a lot of people are living what seems to be a disconnected life.
Right, and but you can like see it, right? But they did tell me they did say all this stuff that this guy was involved in, and we're hoping it's not him. And one of them said, I hope that his name will be Pope Leo. I hope he gets a traditional name, because this is one of those Latin Mass people. There's a lot. All the Catholic YouTubers are all converts and are all Latin Mass. And if you go to the Novus Ordo Mass, that's just below everyone. You're not as a lot of them are like that. I'm saying all of them, but a lot of them. And this particular one, you just put out the information. And then when he picks the name Pope Leo, because that's the name you wanted, he pulled the video down that had all the information about his background and that he's compromised. And he used to diss Pope Francis all the time, say all the, and by right, he was actually right. A lot of these people, traditionalists who go to the Latin Mass, were right about Pope Francis. And
the heads of the Catholic Church, I mean, they're the ones responsible for decimating, that's the wrong word, annihilating, genociding, whatever, getting rid of the Cathars, which basically were the people who were following what the Essenes were doing. I
know about the Cathars. What do you know about the Cathars?
I know that they were trying to follow the original works of the Essenes.
Were they trying? They were. I've heard a lot of information about the Cathars. That's another show. I know you need to go, but that is another show. That isn't. We could go in depth. That's interesting. Everybody I'm sure a lot of people want to hear about that. Just like that other thing you mentioned about the switching of the babies, of the royal babies. Is interesting. We need to talk about that. That's another show. I'm sure Daniel would like to talk about that too.
Yeah.
So anyway, I think we've covered a lot here.
And then some. Yeah.
I mean, you and Daniel, what do you, and you can say something negative. If there's something wrong that I said, you can say it. If you disagree with me, you can say it, and I'll still like you. Putting you on the spot here. Go ahead. I disagree. That's okay. Adrian can disagree with what I've said.
No, I don't disagree with you.
Still like both of you.
Yeah, sometimes I'm a little different, but I mean,
Yeah, that's okay. I mean, if there's anything that I don't want to put anything out there, say, you know what, actually, I think this, or I think that, or I've heard this information and that information, and you're wrong about Mr. L. He's a great guy. You're an evil woman. Cover that chest.
No, I don't.
Right now.
Well, you like who you like. No, I don't care. It's no big deal to it. Like, no, I got nothing. You're fine with me. We get along either way. So.
Yeah, so you do disagree.
I didn't say that. Don't put words in my mouth, woman.
I do. Yeah, it's okay if you do. It's like differing opinions are perfectly fine. But anyway, I
didn't say nothing.
I'll blame you anyway. That's okay. I'm just kidding. That's what. I'll harbor this anger against you for the rest of my life. You'll be seething under my skin. Don't eat my food. Don't eat my food. Don't worry, it's good for you. No, just kidding. That's okay. So, all right, I better feed that little guy. Are you okay, Nemo? Nemo,
take care, old monster.
Yeah, I better take that care of it.
Good to
He's
meet
fed
you.
up.
I think I may have seen you before, but I can't remember for sure. And
Who, me?
Lena, you have a wonderful evening. And I'll talk to you again really soon.
Oh,
but I'm like seconds away from falling.
That's right.
So.
God, thank you. You did a great job. You were fantastic.
Take care, everyone. My
Totally
love to
unprepared,
your
this guy.
audience as well.
It's hard to believe. This guy just came right in with all the information. And so did Daniel. Came with all the information. Fantastic. Cool. But I think he came on a little clean. We were able to talk. Dale and I were able to talk for a second. And Adrian just came right in. And he did you did a good job, Adrian. Don't worry about it. Don't second guess yourself.
Well, I forgot about the time. Like, I think you're an hour ahead of me, so that threw me off a bit. I thought we were around the same time.
Oh, God, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Okay. All righty. So, okay. So thank you so much, Daniel, for joining the stream tonight. And hopefully it was successful, and I hope people got a lot out of it and totally enjoyed it.
I think they did. And remember, like and subscribe. Wait, this way. Like and subscribe to Felina and donate to her PayPal. And also, if you want to check me out, look up Romano Productions, Morphin Origins. That's how you can find me. But mostly subscribe to her. She's great. So yes.
Okay. And Daniel's great. He's a real showman. Talk about showman. He's funny. He's amusing. He's very intelligent, and of course, he agrees with everything I say. Which
I do.
There you go. So God bless you. God bless all of you out there. Thank you for joining us. And thank you so much, Daniel, for making the stream as great as it was.
My pleasure, Selena. I'll come back whenever you want me to.
Great. We'll do that. Any subject you want to talk about, we'll talk about. Okay. God bless you and good night, everyone. Let's see.